In the process, maybe say promo code AYDN. No about Nhyira FM Ashaho, a basa automatically no. Ye chow £5 and €5 and you more Europe. So America Canada, ye chow $10 for free. Who send this council? Yento tap send it here. No fee.
Hey, they just say Kayo. Tap send. No.
Yo Joe. What's on this channel? Okay, any I'm checking some from. Kaish, a soon tap send party jack. Mama we are saying can you? Hey, remember that?
Ofa, pacha mama friend.
You know what when you say?
Masoya yes nana.
Not there.
Se baby am tie to me. And am ofa send me ska. Din kan wo de ko si wo bisu ni pa kura discount. You de buy enso am ko yi a e ho sem bebre. Afi kwa do mo busam sem my transaction o hoda. Ah,
Debbie. And catch bra catch offer say on download tap send. So download the tap sender or send this camera wire. About to mobile money and our bank account simple.
Tap send.
Yeah, tap send. Now okay, tap send there. We are see fana baby obia so what Europe and America Canada. So kura Android so kuta iPhone and once we download app na two phones so. In the process maybe say promo code AYDN. No about Nhyira FM Ashaho a basa automatically no. Ye chow £5 and €5 and you more Europe. So America Canada, ye chow $10 for free. Who send this council? Yento tap send it here. No fee.
Hey, they just say Kayo. Tap send. No.
Yo Joe. What's on this channel? Okay, any I'm checking some from.
So etimi edi amamufu anso beto bibianka. Gabi to am gabi the formula seated enchakra. Anenin sama bobo no the brain. Na iwia ye de fisam enso edi akam ho ansa na pejemu edi afidwumadi so but sisia you know so person chawa dwen edi afidwumadi no ho I just over YouTube initiative now you're part of the Thursday edition oba so subscribe mami uwia no ja message no ho ye be come on ni aba ye ba ye be kenka messages out do amde abrahim awo dwumadi no so anura UEFA Champions League group stage ni awie enti yesan akọ another stage na hwese de honsam no enso ebesi akọ na anura our extadio di dalus atiefo na nyasem kitokra na ye drama Benfica tifie amusha naima Real Madrid etika no ayemi no father at a point na Real Madrid agi 2 red cards eno ama Benfica show 9 ama Real Madrid etika no ayemi no sisi ameka say Real Madrid automatic qualification o man timi anya enti omo kobo aye playoff enti enra na nya sem ketokra awo Dalus stadium ho ano so nsemo ha Napoli so tifie Antonio Conte dem se miame tro de akoma mpanifo se league ndo man mo ba edu Champions League o man ntrefi na omo kofa coach from abu because Champions League na am se onim ne bo se so obi nso na se wa domino se die anna Chelsea din kan ko share first goal on beti share Chelsea sabe de ba ko ade kan ma na 3-2 intendo Chelsea nso no ekonya win awo Napoli scrolling Barcelona amonso after Copenhagen eteki lead number show my kan 9 amomote kan ba ko Arsenal me pacho 8/8 on matches ni na omo asha 100% record omo share team from second Amati e come in so omo take kano and so mienu PSG and Newcastle game the ball 1-1 and Bayern Munich so call we ko share Liverpool e shensia e ma koraba gbogboko no omo entimi ante any the other games no our result in I was saying Osha teams are qualify automatically. Omo control my homie. No match playoffs for no Arsenal, Bayern Munich, Liverpool, Tottenham, Barcelona, Chelsea, Sporting CP, and a team from say Man City. Omo and as I say I said the 8 teams are omo kohome now omo actually playoffs. I mean Gabi Bar. Teams in a couple playoff and draw no nonsense in no or the ebeto yanimina fe yachaji at the afaho yabefia calf this my board no amukoye meeting ninina no efa a final a course so Morocco and Senegal AFCON final ma Senegal share Morocco a kaba kwamo entimanti enim and sama akoba ya panati and some ebe drum baby cross Senegal for the game no amumo bi ema Sadio Mane na intervene ya no enna this one committee and our board of CAF no I'm so ekushai na I'm the decision at the aba and penifoni bi wonu ma ayade a yaba ne omo and I say ya sign fine omo and so etimi at the account bi to say I Senegal omo coach Papi Tiao on the amount of 5 matches sir on so etimi tina bench emfama aye Senegal for unsporting conduct and fines out woni nyina no players ni na yakoba na yawuram na yabom nkomo enso ede efro nanum na GF president Yero Ketokreku ono so interview kakra na wachewa wase watete wabonti so na se CAF fo no person ya na Morocco fo no age eye AFCON 2025 no edition na so openina kasa dia fa ho then of course officiating ni na yakoba na yabobo bi etimi edi amamo inshallah 4.5943 yenkwai na garbage ram gabi the foreigner onfa yenko amanene na amanene se bobo ni na no onfa enan yakwaba na abidafo so atena se yewuru ansemu etimi edi amamo Richard ni pamchao yeshejumade na se di free amanene Talk to me. Okay.
Yeah, if I'm breathing and everything. No, you're fine. So, shed me a come up.
Also, then African way.
One out of it.
But we hear your
The black one.
They've not a deep black.
The black was already the shop for the barbershop was I told perfume. Upper box of craving.
But we a strong man.
A strong man.
Strong man, I'm told.
Oh,
well, bah.
Oh, okay.
That man, top notch.
Okay. I've not bought from him before.
And you try and do business with him.
Okay.
You love it.
I've not. Now, me to say we tap send a ad.
Sure.
Omuni version or you send it free alcohol.
And I saw now when you sorted.
And no, I sorted, but because I'm not Nancy,
I'm not saying
tap send
to the sense as you call campus now.
Give me a tap send will be a problem.
Yeah. I'm some years, I'm many boss in the casa. Now, I'm here kind of.
I say,
yes, you are one. You are sending me.
Ghana for Mojedo. Ghana for
the summer brochure from me, the moon from you. Come here.
And then the final day of the champions.
Of course. The last one of games, you know.
Yeah. Now, who is it? And I'm sorry, and I'm saying no. Matches into traffic light.
Okay.
Who's a traffic light? You're red, you're yellow, and you're green. The entire friend red, go green. So obviously, match and I say matches are made the best red, no. A match and I say okay, you should be very careful. Who said no? I say me ma code to be. Me per se TFOD. Nearly prepare for the match and no moody. So the preparation for the money is there today for any game. But there are certain matches that are games, so you're very, very careful with them. And that match, Arsenal versus Kiryat Almaty game. No? Arsenal, you're top of the Champions League. Or show, one show, Yeshenu, DBCBN, or top 8. He has nothing to lose. And it is also same for Kiryat Almaty. Almaty is so effort. To show one show anything. Although Arsenal playing at home, you need to be very careful with that game. Then there are 2 games that are in the yellow area. And no, you should be careful with them. You better come on. But first off, let's start with the games that I consider green. And now person ko fikesi ma waiting at to was yashime you can comfortably put your money on. Which we started late last year. All of a sudden, Yeba be removed in the knockout phases of the Champions League, and the ultimate one is going to be in Budapest. Since here, Medina say teams are qualified to the knockout stages. No, Omni. We're in your top 8. Knockout. Arsenal, Bayern, Madrid, Liverpool, Tottenham Hotspur, Paris Saint-Germain, Newcastle, Chelsea, Barcelona, Sporting CP, Manchester City, Atletico de Madrid, Atalanta, Inter Milan, and Juve. These teams have qualified. Whatever happens, they will play in the knockout stage of the Champions League. However, there are 9 more places to go. Inside 9 more places now, Kano. The rest of the team, barring only 3 teams per NIA out. The teams that are out, Villarreal. Then there is Kirat Almaty. Then there's one more team, only Pafos Nebo. 3 teams are out. It's 3 teams left, apart from everybody can qualify. And make a qualifier, I mean whether in the top 8, top 16, top 24, somebody can qualify in that area. We'll go into it. Which, we will go first in Paris. And Luis Enrique as holders of the Champions League this season. Which, on the last game, I'm going away at Sporting, it has blown them wide open. And it has given opportunity to club it say Chelsea and Barcelona to feel like we can get into the top 8. But also for Paris Saint-Germain, their hope is in their own hands. However, team in a possible hope of getting the top 8, is hugely a big club that can upset them. Which some clubs will hold on top 8. Yes, there is the rhetoric of possibly avoiding an extra set of game, but only Newcastle United, they just probably want to qualify. The clubs with the pedigree, Barcelona, Madrid, Bayern, these clubs, Paris Saint-Germain also as holders, definitely would want to win and be in the top 8. Unlike the Newcastle side. Which, and then only the current 2 teams are all top 8. So it tells you how difficult of a game it's going to be. The EKG trophy for the very first time for them last season. Then it's a big opportunity for them to go against each other. And now, Anthony Gordon and Coco Tinema Newcastle for also Premier League anti-football. So, you say about Bobo on a paper free flowing. At the Premier League, you don't do that day. They will stop you from playing your game. So they know how to stop Paris Saint-Germain from playing their free-flowing bits. But this time, it's going to be at the Parc des Princes, which, per the possible lineup, all through all the papers of France, we're expecting Lucas Chevalier to be imposed, Elia Zabani, Marquinhos, William Pacho, and a bunch of friends, Nuno Mendes, Warren Zaire Emery, Vitinha, and a bunch of friends, Mayulu make the midfield 3, Desiree Doué, Dembele, and a bunch of friends, Vicha Kvaratskhelia. Whilst on the side of the Newcastle team, Trippier, Thiago, Botman, and Lewis Hall. Then, of course, you have Tonali, Willock, and a bunch of friends, Lewis Miley. Then Barnes, Wissa, and a bunch of friends, Anthony Gordon, which is a game that goes to come. And you could 1.5, you get it.
Okay.
If you push me to the wall to tell you who win, Paris Saint-Germain will win this game at home. Okay? I think the easiest of the teams now, almost per kwaya cut top 8 in them. They are the match, it's straightforward, the Barca match. Because for us now, they're buying them, they are already in there. Whatever happens, they'll be there. They look at the teams that are there. Madrid is going away to go and play against Benfica away from home. It's quite tricky. You look at Paris Saint-Germain match on mobile. You look at Man City versus Galatasaray. You look at Chelsea going away to Napoli. Then you compare that to Barcelona staying at home to play against Copenhagen. Yes, Copenhagen is a tough side, but you expect Barcelona to do the job of it. I don't see how Barca should not get this job done. In as much as there is an absence of Frankie de Jong and your bench friend Pedri Gonzalez, Barca have enough firepower. Rich, in the middle of the park, there can be the reintroduction of Eric Garcia. Then you put Gerard Martin back at centre back to go and be the left-sided centre back. Then, of course, we need that Bernal and Casado add to the pack. Then Barca gets back into the shape that they know, especially in the last few games. And Rich, Hansi de Taflek was solid home record, or both in the Champions League. You see, one thing I want to show you here, you take away from this Barcelona team is that since we call back to the Spotify Camp Nou, the home games, yes, the best it at also they should go go most likely.
Which
yes, go and say in a long term. But you see how the person qualify. It's so at least 3 goal margin. Me was confident that Copenhagen being a goal back could be. But Barca can do it 3-1 at the very least and they don't qualify. I think Barca go through solid team, very, very compact. Share the possible lineup now, like I was saying, Eric Garcia Casado in the middle of the pack, Balde, Gerardo Martin, Kubasi Yeni Kunde. Then Abente Feno Rooney Baji most likely plays against his former side. Then Abente Feno, Femi Lopez, Hafinha, and Robert Lewandowski. I mean, I disagree slightly with the starting lineup because I think Abente Feno Lamine Yamal most likely starts in this game in Elhorum. Now, what is that? Copenhagen for this season, no matter Spain, I share Villarreal. But Villarreal, the Champions League next year, so I expect that Barca gets the results against them. Which in Germany phone fell in love with Aaron and Silmino, and now there was a video I saw. Say, boy, you know, the notice keys a Chelsea for friend back row. Now, a banty friend Aaron and Silmino Nanka say soon, and most of the Dortmund boys were crying. Today they are not going to be without the Argentine young man because Chelsea for that friend back. But however we feel, which almost against Internazionale Milan. Now it's a game that Niko Kovac said they already have a place in the knockout phase of the Champions League, but they need to solidify it. And so almost solidify on the ground to be able to do that. Christian Kivu elusu to Arsenal. He's going away to Germany. It's a good, I think, an over 1.5 Eberto. Manchester City against Galatasaray. Which what happened to Manchester City? Bodo no. They don't want that to happen to them again. And I'm over against the Galatasaray side that if they get a draw, they will be in the top 16. Or maybe qualify from the playoffs. Which I will feel at the Etihad. I think Manchester City win this one and they do it over 1.5. I think it's a very, very gamer. Manchester City for only beating Yasha because Erling Haaland will be back in the starting lineup for Foden, Bernardo Silva, Ryan Cherki, Jeremy Doku, Tijani Reinders, Ake, Abdulkader Kosinov. Most likely, I think Magay cannot. Nuno Mensch, and Brentford and Nico O'Reilly. I'm very confident that Manchester City win this one. In terms of pedigree, Madrid and Benfica match no sustain Napoli and Chelsea. But baby, Madrid is done. Omunya draw come okay. And Benfica in the Champions League, almost everybody beats them. Home matches can create really 1 or 2. And they don't score as much. So I'm confident that Real Madrid match and under 3.5 is expected to happen or Madrid straight win. Alright, this is the game. And I'll tell you why. First off, Napoli for no players they do pra. But at home this season, they've not lost. And Antonio Conte is playing against an old foe. According to the
former team.
Yes, Onyeska and Konkoto Caicedo money at the other. But he wants to be able to compete with them. Maybe a Napoli dano. Even a draw gives them a chance. But a Chelsea nyanya draw, their chance of qualifying to the top 8 in air ding.
So a must win.
It means that it is a must win. Celiano Rossonero show per top 8 automatic qualification, and the very first time at Chelsea ever back into the Champions League after 21, no, it is big boys level. Then you have to beat Team Efren and Napoli away from home. And now Celiano Rossonero will beat Nyashe. He has debunked rumors of Cole Palmer. In fact, or say a nonsense, and he doesn't know where it's coming from. And today, this is what has to happen. Napoli will qualify for the Champions League playoff if they beat Chelsea at least one of Galatasaray, Karabakh, Marseille, Bayer Leverkusen, Monaco, PSG, Athletic Club Bilbao, Olympiacos does not win. If they draw and Bayer Leverkusen lose by 2 goals, that is not possible. If they draw and one of Monaco, PSG, Olympiacos, Athletic Club Bilbao lose their match, this is the way. Napoli, they get a draw, they have a chance, but dependent on other performances. But Chelsea has to go away to go and win. Okay, I said last time Enzo Maresca go away to Italy in 2019. The last game also against Karabakh, away in Azerbaijan, Kobo draw 1-1. I think Kazakhstan games no way. We would have been talking about a different story here.
Sure.
But it makes this tie difficult. The good thing is that Chelsea have majority of the players back. Wesley Fofana gets back into centre back with Abrante friend Trevor Chalobah, Kukurea, Rhys James at full back. They are a co-EMA Chelsea against Crystal Palace, which is Andre Santos as a half 4, half 5, back 5 now. Will happen again with Moise Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez. Cole Palmer is back into the team. I don't suspect Sobe starting because Estevao Willian has been good against Crystal Palace, and I think he starts. Pedro Neto on the wing, and Abrante Fene Liam Delap leads the line. And Chelsea for will go and meet familiar faces. Omuni Rasmus Hojlund from Premier League, Omuni Scott McTominay from Premier League, And these are 2 very important players for Antonio Conte. I think that Conte will stay in the game as long as possible. Because Omuni are drawer. Depending on what is happening elsewhere, they may get a chance through. Until he won't want to throw all of that away. Una open win, match him. Tibrabe chase. You chasing a book na me shower. Then the job becomes difficult for you. It becomes a much more trickier game for Abrante's friend Liam Mercenaire. But I think that at least over 1.5 don't Kofi Kesi Mercenaire. I expect Liam Mercenaire say at least on lose match way. But you Kofi Kesi and over 1.5 media you can put your money on because goals will come.
But Kofi, a must win feasible for Chelsea?
Oh yes. I think it's very feasible for Chelsea.
How can you win Champions League winning ball?
But it's a rich. How can you baby?
Coupled with injuries,
Yeah.
And my Chelsea mumujina ye.
You see,
But baby, I'm no young doing it. Say, oh no, on your drop.
yeah.
Empty or say Italian team, no best set back and shook the pressure.
Yeah, about how over approaching match.
Empty or there while Boba could be a two counter binabia when you're born in the tornado. Game 9
You are in trouble.
You are so chasing game, no?
You are in trouble.
When Bias no win.
I think it's also Enra. We sang the praises of Liam Mercenaire of the first five games. Mabono. Ochina be a different test. I think it's Ochina and then we'll sorry. Will tell us how Liam Mercenaire approaches tricky games. Game no Oko out be brave show. One quad because Wabo low blocks was say. Wabo big boys intensity was show. But how do you play in a Champions League game like this? You need to be tactful. When you're tactful, like you lose the game and then you give yourself extra games to qualify for knockout phase or the Champions League. That is the thing. We'll see how tonight will bring our Sam match in him. Madrid they call away to Benfica. You see Mourinho they say
Mourinho there. On the Benfica. No Mourinho coach is not going to be.
But league did your show. But Champions League never. League Grand Braga money one Victoria Gamero.
No match.
One was so but 2-0. You check this first for 3-1 2-1. Oh yeah, Juma Portugal now. About big boys tomorrow. What an Juma I did.
Almost bonus.
Reach Madrid the year almost 15 points. So even just a draw puts Madrid in pole position to qualify for the Champions League knockout phases in the top 8. I think so you're very careful. Madrid double chance. You see, don't be overwhelmed by last week goals and Madrid sharing command Madrid over 2.5 over 3.5. Be careful. Every game there Benfica will be in the Champions League under 2.5 game. And we know Jose Mourinho. So be careful. Either an over 1.5 and Madrid win and over 1.5 Madrid double chance they are fine. But don't go and put your money too much on goals. And now Jose Mourinho saw no power very below us. Although not pay Alonso asem no osanso pa belu asem mo nyina ne boys into ababi ya robe support no I Madrid adwuma no in that regard. Quickly I'm expecting say Madrid will be able to do the job. This is the red match no.
Arsenal.
Who do you think Arsenal will do? Oh, qualify we create a match is way free.
No, but it's simple. Arsenal lose to Manchester United, which say Arsenal fans no crowd doubt because yataka in the Premier League say you can say Tima Obetwe the Premier League is simple. It's Arsenal.
Yeah.
And the same team no. Obetwe as a bottle Premier League is simple.
Yeah.
And when you say Arsenal fans no crown and now I'm not sure I say before more questions. Arsenal come here they be a third so Arsenal they almost started the year. But the baby are no more no. You no more bottle.
You almost fuck your Martin.
Yeah, do one. So some me cannot tell that.
Over when young coin.
That's it. Statement win.
Okay.
Catch your supporters say Pamcho. See a lose you to Manchester United. Now clear that doubt, no
4-0, 5-0.
Channel 7B so. Na karata mati.
But I don't really me think of for some qualification.
Oh yeah, no yeah.
Because Arsenal can swap.
I will say
in
terms of Arsenal book karata mati there.
Until you expect that, but now Mikel Arteta say vamos BNC. Or see BNC.
And 4.2.
Or see BNC.
Okay.
Muna wa harmony na pep. According to Mikel Arteta, nothing has happened. Liverpool Fiaba against Qarabag. It's a game that I expect Liverpool to quickly also win the game. Atletico de Madrid in about 12 to 13 matches in the Champions League. We're winning against Bordeaux. I expect Atletico de Madrid with a very solid base to be able to win the game with some goals and over 1.5. Or Tottenham Hotspur are going away to Frankfurt. Both teams are in a good place. I think either go and also over 1.5 is most likely to happen. Bayern Munich, Charlie Vincent Company team. I won't try picture ni. I won't try picture ni.
People try to picture ni. No problem.
I won't try because usually come in Kabamu who me emotion. I won't try picture ni bacho.
I didn't get it. I'm going to you.
We try picture ni bacho. I buy an way to PSG and either team to win over 1.5 goals or come. Juve any Monaco match and it's a game where if you want to sit off, you can sit off at of it as well. Then finally, Club Brugge any team a friend in Marseille. It's a game that team are omnian over 2.5 betting at Leverkusen and Villarreal a film Leverkusen double chance and over 1.5. It's a likely game. It's rich. You're around the app now and me. O she bona na kita remote.
Se me do na push pro ni mo.
O se o ne.
Oh me.
Ara ko edmo se edmo na police.
Me o.
Against you.
Operation. Chelsea babo playoff. No ma say operation no free. Mo, me se me mam on to mo da. E na mo ye den. Na push pro ni ye be say game. And now we were able to win. Sure, let's continue the streak. Me now just a few quotes for our pen or paper natural. And the Champions League looks like a very, very good night here. But first one here, BW36542504. Second one here, BW3653F7B7. Third one here, BW3653-9CD0. Fourth one here, BW36535055F. Fourth one F BW3652F6 2C H. Okay. Kofi, that's a power for game track to me. Okay.
Yeah, if I'm breathing and everything. No, you're fine. Also, shed me a come up.
Also, then African way.
One out of it.
Patron, we your
black one.
They now the deep black.
Deep black was although the shop for the barbershop was trying to perfume. Upe box are craving.
But we a strong man.
A strong man.
Strong man when I'm told. Oh well, bah.
Oh, okay.
That man thing.
Okay.
Our top notch.
Okay. I've not bought from him before.
Oh, and you try. And do business with him.
Okay.
You love it.
I've not. Now, me to say we tap send a ad.
Sure.
Omuni version or you send it free alcohol.
And so now when you sorted.
And no, I sorted, but because I'm not Nancy,
tap
send
to the sense as a cook campus now.
Give me a tap send will be a problem.
Yeah. I'm some years, I'm mini boss in the casa. Now, I'm here crying beer. I say, yes, you want to send you movie. Ghana for Mojido. Ghana for the summer brochure from me, the moon from you. Come here. And then the final day of the Champions. Of course. The last one of games, you know.
Yeah. Now, when you say, and I'm sorry, and I'm saying no. Matches into traffic light.
Okay.
In the traffic light, you're red, you're yellow, and you're green. They are different red, go green. So obviously, and I say matches are made the best red, no. A match and I say, okay, you should be very careful. I say, me mako tibi, me per se TF4D. Nearly prepare for the match and no more. So the preparation for the money is there today for any game. But there are certain matches that are games, so you're very, very careful with them. And that match, Arsenal versus Kiryat Almaty game. No? Arsenal, you're top of the Champions League. Or you're Shenu, DBCBN, or top 8. He has nothing to lose. And it is also same for Kiryat Almaty. Almaty is so effort. Into show, anything. Although Arsenal playing at home, you need to be very careful with that game. Then there are 2 games that are in the yellow area. And you should be careful with them. You better come on. But first off, let's start with the games that I consider green. And now person ko fikesiema, waiting at to watch you can comfortably put your money on. Which we started late last year, all of a sudden, Yeba Beremu in the knockout phases of the Champions League, and the ultimate one is going to be in Budapest. Since here, Mijina say, teams are qualified to the knockout stages no omni. We're in your top 8 knockout. Arsenal, Bayern, Madrid, Liverpool, Tottenham Hotspur, Paris Saint-Germain, Newcastle, Chelsea, Barcelona, Sporting CP, Manchester City, Atletico de Madrid, Atalanta, Inter Milan, and Juve. These teams have qualified. Whatever happens, they will play in the knockout stage of the Champions League. However, there are 9 more places to go. In some 9 more places now, the rest of the team buried only 3 teams per NIA out. The teams that are out, Villarreal. Then there is Kiryat Almaty. Then there's one more team, only Pafos Nebo. 3 teams are out. It's 3 teams apart from everybody can qualify. And make a qualifier. I mean, whether in the top 8, top 16, top 24, somebody can qualify.
Anti atuminenti anopay yenin kobakakra uko YouTuber na odo comment and so apa aya subscribe anytime ya video bia ebe ready no so sabetimi aka na abaya na de tenie mamen sa se fafia bibre ha na yenin kobakakra na ukoka fakatia winim say na no da Afcon final ye bowie o Morocco and sempi na lesia and wunya Morocco mino ana face Senegal mina wo budi say the supporters afi coaches nom wo mu enya hit kakra ama onsa ba say papithia wo no head coach Edma Senegal kwan catch players no say any kwan say game ko mu bobiem ama mo contract room ni ade na CAF disciplinary committee no atnas no mo di ruling enso adiaba na disciplinary committee wo mu ruling no mo di abana anope mayensi susu kakra famo CAF atase wo ma fine Senegal for na enom 615,000 pounds no fire wo mo di ama Senegal man no nemum intitemu 615,000 pounds no wo mo chase emu 300,000 pounds emu 300,000 you can say US dollars nina in dollars mpato enti 615,000 US dollars enti emu 300,000 US dollars there wo mo chase fire wo mo edema Senegal supporters no wo man na supampa edi ana afi wo mo wie so a 300,000 and dollars no and no sa fine no the tier players and afi staff no wo mo so misbehavior and you fine wo di emomo and emu 15,000 US dollars in there wo mo chase yellow casa and no players no and so edit no in the final no and no na chase 15,000 no emu head coach and the papithia wo there wo no 5 matches ban and no media man afi wo ma say say ontua 100,000 US dollars and you fine wo di emano so say wanda subampa edi game no amana anso antwa so enwie pay and wati abranta de the Ilman Indiaye Ismail Asa wo mo so de 2 matches ban and mo so edema sat players no so mo so mo behavior o mo dan di center ref no in fact na enya dia esa CAF so and tell me fine wo mo edema Senegal man no na anu eto mo chese Morocco so no fine o mo dia ma o kekani na di sia ni a 415,000 US dollars and you fine o mo so edema Morocco man no wo mo chese 200,000 US dollars there and anso ya bana wo mo edi ama wo mo so boys no esa say boys no kwabena sabo boys na sam na ya ka ama for me ka ya say boys no wo mo so ball no say ekodi ama Senegal no mayibo ni nyina fio Senegal for kwa pe bi mu nya enti no so ya fine a mo di ama Morocco man no after 100,000 US dollars and you fine o mo di fine players no and air staffs no esa so man na subampa edi anu eti 100,000 US dollars anu so ya fine wo mo di ama abanta de dey sima aye sabare esa say wonu susubampa wanna de onu kwado mu ye o ma sama 3 matches ban anu ati Ashraf Hakimi 2 matches ban anu mo di ama no anu for 15,000 US dollars anu ya fine wo mo so edi ama supporters no once a time Morocco man no you can say adase Senegal players no so munya ball kwa no mo kwa koba na kwa no mo di laser edi to many ni nyina aye fine wo mo so edi ama aye Morocco man na fe Morocco edi kwadan
ɛyɛ kafo sanka bɛyɛ party a trophy na yɛde ama Senegal for no nkofo wi pa wo mo ni trophy no ɛmfa firi Senegal for so bɛsa so mo deserve sɛ so mo di AFCON na kafo sɛ ndie adabra ka nkofo wi di ama yɛ nyina ji nkofo ya di abo sa pɛ trophy no enti o mo tɛsɛ no de o mo bɔ agum ɛnya de sɛ no ɛbɛtimi agyina ntinam ɛne yɛ reporter kaf ɛde ɛba ɛwɔ dwumadi so na no pɛ yɛ kɛtire ɛde ama wɔn hyehyɛ wodo so ma mento sɛ nene matches ɛbɛba so ɛno yɛ UEFA Europa League matches ɛno nso ɛba so Aston Villa bobo konomo tenafie wɔn ɛne Salzburg na ɛbɔ na FC Basel wɔn nso game na twende wɔn ɛnso ne Victoria Pleasant na ɛbɔ Celtic bobo konom wɔn ne Utrecht ɛbɔ Celta Vigo ɛbɛkɔ akɔto Crevena Zelda anase Resta Belgrade na wɔn game no ɛtumi atwende na FC SB wɔn tenafie wɔn ne Fenerbahce na ɛbɔ Mamo FF wɔn nso ɛbɛkɔ akɔto Genk na wɔn game ne tima ba so go ahead ɛbɛtena go ahead wɔn nso ɛne Sporting Braga ana ɛbɔli Metropole tena fie ɛne Strasbourg de ɛsɛ ne Ludogorets ɛyɛ Real Zaragoza ɛne OG series na ɛbɔ adeɛ so Olympic Lyon ɛne Pau ɛbɔ Maccabi Tel Aviv wɔn ne Bologna na ɛbɔ afei FC Midtjylland wɔn tena fie wɔn ɛne Dynamo ɛyɛ Zagreb na ɛbɔ ne yɛnyɛ Nottingham Forest wɔn tena fie ɛne Ferencvaros de ɛsɛ ne afei bɛnya Panathinaikos wɔn ne Roma ɛso ɛbɔ na yɛnyɛ FC Porto wɔn ne Rangers na ɛbɔ yɛbɛnya Ribetis wɔn tena fie ɛne Feyenoord ɛde ɛsɛ ne Stormgrass wɔn nso ne Bren ɛbɔ ne yɛnyɛ Stuttgart wɔn ɛne Young Boys nso ɛde ɛsɛ ne ntina no ɛyɛ matches a ɛto dwa ɛwɔ UEFA Europa League ɛna no pɛɛ no meka ɛkyɛ kakra ɛde ama na okɔ UEFA Champions League a ɛno ada matches ne bi ba so Arsenal bobo konom wɔn tena fie bɔ tena mmienu ama Karata Mate wɔn nso ɛte mu mmienu in fact Arsenal bɔ ntena mmiɛnsa ama wɔn nso ɛte mu mmienu Anafel Olympiacos ɛkɔbɔ ntena mmienu editia Ajax bobo konom mu timu baako Athletic de Bilbao ɛtena fie wɔ so ntena mmienu ɔko ne bɛyɛ na kyerɛ Sporting CP ɛde ntena mmiɛnsa gya wɔn kwan ansa na Atletico Madrid ɛtena fie Bodo Glimt ɛkɔtɔ mu pɔ mu 2-1 afei Borussia Dortmund ɛnso ɛtena fie ama Inter ɛkɔtɔ mu kyɛw mu ntena mmienu a wɔn ntimante na FC Copenhagen ɛkɔyɛ hwehwɛnim ɛkɔte Camp Nou Mafias ɛbɔ ma tena baako na Barcelona fo bufu yɛ wɔn yɛ na yɛ 4-1 ana wɔn de ama FC Copenhagen afei Benfica ɛnso tena fie Dalu wɔn te Madrid ɛbɔ mu 4-2 yɛnya Club Brugge wɔn bɔ ntena mmiɛnsa ama Marseille wɔn ntimante Tottenham Hotspur ɛkɔte Eintracht Frankfurt ɛbɔ mu ntena mmienu wɔn nso ntimante afei konya Bayern Leverkusen wɔn te Villarreal ɛbɔ mu 3-0 afei Liverpool ɛnso te Quebec ɛnum mu 6-0 Manchester City ɛte Galatasaray ɛbɔ mu 2-0 ana AS Monaco wɔn ni Juve game no ɛkɔkɔ yɛ 0-0 Chelsea ɛkɔte Napoli ɛbɔ mu 3-2 afei Pafos ɛnso ɛte Slovan Praha ɛbɔ mu 4-1 PSG ɛne Newcastle bɔ 1-1 PSV Eindhoven wɔn tena fie Bayern ɛkɔtɔ mu bɔ mu 2-1 ansa na Udinese ɛnso kye Atalanta ɛbɔ mu tena baako mentimante ɛnti ɛno yɛ matches a ɛto twa UEFA Champions League ɛna no pɛ no meka kyerɛ ɛde ama na UEFA ɛkyɛ sɛ ɛsi teams a Woma qualify akwa the run of 8 now. She said the first 8 no when so omona echo a run of 16 proper. Na omodo ombo no cast stages no and every team every one echo pim 8 no omodo automatic qualification no manya Arsenal qualify Bayern qualify Liverpool qualify Tottenham Hotspur Barcelona Chelsea and Sporting ASCP Manchester City and Madrid Bobo Kono momentum qualify and yaka teams automatic qualification no akwa no common after teams are woman qualification say womba kwa playoff ansana womako run of 16 proper no Madrid Bobo Kono Inter PSG Newcastle Juve Atletico Madrid Atlanta Bayern Leverkusen after Borussia Dortmund Olympiacos Club Brugge Galatasaray AS Monaco Quebec Anna Bodo Glimt Anna Benfica woman no qualify at the a run of 16 womako playoff no after teams so manwe at so mo de free no anu ye Marseille Pafos Anna Union SC after PSV and Atletico Bilbao Napoli Copenhagen, Ajax Frankfurt, Sylvan Praha, Anna Karata Mate, any team and the Fia. Woman free UEFA, Champions League, and Tanum Kobaka Quene, no more qualifier, no casted no, one more Cocobono, Mepato, one more parents in Upper Madrid. I dare say, woman so our gamer, as a woman so abo, and a Madrid any inter, woman and so Omukem Ebetimi Atojanesa, and Titona and Tanata, and also Abasunti, where I knockout playoff, I drum pato, way and so I ranking parents, no, and I meso medi Emano, Bodo, woman and so Benfica, Sababa Pena, Denum, and so Ebetimiako, Afe, Yanya Piete, woman any Newcastle, Yanya Monaco, and the Karabek, Yebenya Ali Juve, woman and so any Atletico, Guabrata, Yanya, I club which and so any Galatasaray, Elho, na Yanya Atalanta, woman and so Leverkusen, na Yanya Borussia Dortmund, woman and so any Olympiacos inti some matches where Yabubo ye drawn a chana drawn the babaso na drawn we afe na yababe hu chipsa woman chance me akwakosia anti yabosa aye no casted we ya and the teams no na yawu dom so any Chelsea and so betima akwakosia na tese and so etimi aye kama elho na san koma na meba so mamen koma na sa na mesa ko na yakwakodin koma no and no da Virgil van Dijk akwakoye record na Virgil van Dijk the record da wakwakoye no yes or your first center back in the UEFA Champions League history. As Oma assist, hat-trick assist at the Emma players in a single game. Yes, you play a Bian Yebida and the Virgil van Dijk and at YSR record no. Nina says here about UEFA Champions League game. Now one player and Kwama assist. Emma Kumakumi and Sa ewo game no Bian Yebida. Virgil van Dijk na YSR record no and team Anusu Komaka Kwane and no the Jimmy Frimpong. Akodano and so Ekoko prae na 4 minutes pepepe ana chese o prae anope yakobi sanso te sa akoda no ebeta ansa na wabana no so nyame anim ne akoda na ebete ebe ha adwene pa ana ebi sanso okay ene mubeto players bi dia baba shema na no so wo mu players na omo ho no in fact omo jomu di ye pa enti enye prempre no mba be decide say bia omo di bi pa na se wo mu so emfa bi mante wo mbe hwetim no na jam wo mu so adimi edisan komo no ene ye reporter eno so eba ewo dwumade so na anopay make it them ediama won se shahodo nyina so na anopay enkoba kakwane diamiti ni yase Barcelona enyeska ye pa in the UEFA Champions League competition Barca boy no 87 million euros ani yeska Barcelona enso anya na nchichewumu enso ewo mu na Barca wo mu qualification no manya eco run of 16 no me pato 11 million euros no eska club bi anya no bi ana Barcelona for enso anya na omasanya additional 2 million euros after say no the run of 16 no over the top 18 and the top 16 Barcelona qualify out the top 16 and the Barca asenyeska and sana Barca also fit our the group standings no and so many 8.8 million euros and so babaka home aside that no Barcelona asenya 10.5 million babaka musika ho and we 5 wins so munya and now for draw na wo so aboy no and no 0.7 million euros no cancel Barca enya afenso yase teams ni nyina and so enya qualification omubo UEFA Champions League no in the group stages no kabra we be enya 18.62 million euros na Barcelona anko de when say UEFA coefficient at as team bia ano na ema the red position UEFA ranking man kasa na yase the coefficient of Barcelona went no asama Barca sikane kwanim ama Barca enya 35.38 million euros eba be county ama Barcelona sika no ni nyina keka de sia ni a 87 million euros ani ya Barcelona sika wo manya e Champions League ne nko Barca eboye no enti eno so nkoba kakra ne na report bi a mesaka ese yase made for no ahwe anata se abaloa e bi akwabra he no masesa no wo mu tese abaloa na nka ne time nso he emom de na nka enye dan anka ombema no ababa ye Madrid head coach Sam say they are not Madrid there say Kasia no who for na pass through the ranks na and so no the senior team no enso ediama na valo abalo ade de na nka tam ni nyandu yem ana tese ja Zabi Alonso Adaroma e ma omo de aduma na edema no omo so omo heni dim wo mo kika ne mesi ne na samfa de a ene yesi Unai Emery ene ye like say bia wo metimi de aduma ediama ndate na reporter men say ka say wo ma sase akra ni Unai Emery kra edidi san common a better and pimpe the mandate and your madrin say there say Avaro Abalua ebiomu jane kwa emom say kobase so meja ne kwan dia and your options I say woman so ewe ane na no pay make tire edema na bodo claim to boboko no enkrofo we kwabna omuso 54,000 kromu ho womu nyina homododo no na ade omaye no omati Man City asomo ana omakokote Atletico Madrid enso edi omu ho agro reporter menseka se enkrofo wan se omanya qualify eko the run of 16 knockout stages no womu so akwakobobi na yasi beye 2 months die enya de say omabo league game bia ewo ho enso nkrofo womote akazefo na womutu omo hagrosa omanso crowd de enye 2+ goals enti ehonso enkoma kakra Bodo Green Boboko na Eddie Germany no na Harry Kane say yanka mo bia ntera say mo amunsa da ehu Bayern ye no munsa say ehu Bayern different no esense 8 matches woma win 7 matches enum ata say Bayern team no very strong na wo hwe ba bia no mo da ene ba bia mo fire kra ansana womu enso de qualify akọ the top 8 numa enye easy womu bo PSG any Chelsea boy ama tase oha na game mu ya dinye pa enso ade emomunti womu so mo bo Arsenal enti se ene wometima qualify from the top 8 masa uye team now the respect ade ma Bayern boboko no anu the reporter ene Harry Kane ade eba na Hans Flick akasa ade afa Marcus Rashford ho wasa Marcus Rashford de awunya Sabrantene be fully fit so ya fitter masa akoda no ntimi enyi bibia ensu enfiri akoda ni board bo papa eno ada wase anya se board no onim ni bo wase ni speed ni control ana fe ni finishing very amazing and to akam obi ata sa akoda de we important adema baso na boboko no eno ya Hans Flick nkoma kakra so a kwade tuta ewo dwumade so na Hans Flick wie no wase eno ada against FC Copenhagen na enya better so man start game ni ye eno na ka ema ayaji sebo beta omu ayiromo ho esa come back ama ade ne ye kama edimom Champions League na nkasa season na nkasa wase no so man starting here na the quality ababe roma sisi no in their matches akiketre o metimi awini wania ama Barcelona omu ba beto so nim no wase ade abasobode eko edi ama players ni ye pa ene entet modern ba ade so mo so etimi abo wase ma improve ye pa wase Barca betimi adi UEFA Champions League better sabasa baji UEFA Champions League ade so mo modern bono mpedem kakra anya sa modern boy ana yede Champions League no reporter Barcelona head coach ade eba ewo dwumade so na eno adakora back 6 goals na Liverpool ede mama no Alexis McAllister wonu kwa bo 2 goals Federico Chiesa enya goal Hugo Iketike Mohamed Salah Florian Vet wo munyina enso enya goal na hade ha na on the 24th of January Mohamed Salah ade se free kick bi bae ana opia ball no betire ama ayesobo dome sobo slide ade ne nine short panyanyanya de anka Chelsea for no aye ni bi no the same thing na kobna eno da dome sobo slide enso ye the same thing Edmund Mohamed Salah enti Mohamed Salah go no wase no mo amanya opportunity wo YouTube no obewu se sobo epia ball no be chesa ana Mohamed Salah siwo na tase ball no esatenam ntia no a wo mo paduma ye pa na ekamia se the project na Liverpool for no ya afa de kwama na sa esa se the German boys no mo to mo buy no enema aya kama edmo mo make German boys se wo mo fi German Bundesliga ana buy anu ye Florian Vet ana fa Hugo Iketike enkoda no ball no e waso ye pa na uhe Hugo Iketika aya 12 goals na Brantenya ana fa 4 assists ana koda na ye Florian Vet so afa ana de na say 5 goals 7 assists ana Florian Vet aya team ekamia se Liverpool sa signings no mo ye no enema ya kama edimomo Joao Pedro enso ye player de Chelsea 2 goals na koda na enya ya enso aya ya Cancer Fernandez no na enya goal no enso de Chelsea na ye penalty and the Chelsea goals mi ansano sababa penalty na ekoye na Pedro say yanka mo bianta se wo hwedi amanfo bisanse de na ye different Adam Liam Rogino ana afe aya enso aya Maresca and Temno so papa we no we ni dia or more electric and no pese Chelsea play more with the intensity no very compact was there no near there Opening with the about Chelsea, but I will Enzo, you can say Enzo Maresca, they are no person Chelsea a crab ball. Now, Omudu better difference near say, where the air compact and intensity, and to us it difference. Do say I am similar, dear better, Kakrebi changes Enzo Ewomu and Team Ania reporter, Joe Pedro, at the Elba, I will do media so. And your commissar headquarters, Papa Siciano, with Team rotation and Abayana, what's on? One team 5-11 players game team yo. Osi yanka mo biante say Chelsea were 2 set of a team. Over 22 players. 22 players go abro so be heading ball nebo. And the identity is about kwang bossa there be rotation in the obey. As a player be or no or equally good as any player be obesan edinaba. And any Chelsea head coach Rogino Koma Kakra where the Eba I would do so now no peno. Ye kete the man mesimo say. Pay you way breaking news na say. Obanom so head anyade. But what the Chelsea enya akọ aye the top 8 what the Chelsea a qualify ekodenim atese niema nyina aye kama edma Chelsea bobo koni matesa wabo nyina sise watesi bibia bi FA Cup watesi Carabao watesi Premier League watesi Champions League and the DMB na aka bia club World Cup pe atese onya ntesi ye wutimi se niema nyina aye kama edmo pay no na medical katam se sise ano utwa aye draw na aye baye ne chana acha aye likely say Chelsea Ebetimesi PSG, Chelsea, Ebetime Asia Aye Newcastle, Chelsea, Ebetimesi Aye Monaco, Chelsea, Ebetime Asia Kwa Bekatana, and Yabaya Donafe, Yawu Timsa, Chelsea Betime Asia, Sa Timsa Mabubosi, the same thing Abasoda, as Betime Asia Saklap Sinina, and Tanuzun Komakakra, Yadi Eba, I would demand yesterday, na Pep Gotola, Akasa, the first Jeremy Doku, was it Doku Pra, na Doku Prano, and quite the crowd by Matt, na Abrante Ayo okay. And so the amam nanda omoko bodo I will no way no akudane to be amogame ni nyina ye pra ento aka amobiata say enter obey fully fit na killing Mbappe and so in all the lifetime goes our say any match do wabono wabo 550 matches now was 418 goals why 151 assists and 2 goals involvement 569 goals involvement in 550 matches and killing Mbappe in the history of the football career and the men akoye ediamano na usia papa ya no trying to prove no answer the special one wono ni din wo the final one take essence one ka the special one na koye se mo we do anya de so be fiwo and no da omu ye aduma say 4 goals and omu answer the man Madrid na anu na Mbappe say yanka mo biante say e mo bia nsu wo man kasa ana tezo matutu o mamna no matom kwabna wa say no ball no enya tactics and enya quality the obetimi aka say the fighting spirit na ka say ekra players no another Benfica kro ekra fighting spirit at the time team and the at Madrid and another emomulusu ye no and say who so malusu enya tactics and enya quality a fighting spirit na another was you say mo win atuma dey come up na what him say abrante the baby ya say ya run bi o no goalkeeper ni dey tribune pato won no di ni tiako na madu de die na mo be sa pa gwamna madu mo be sa mo ma goalkeeper every goal post mo ton ko head ball and they say Madrid and no other pa investors Madrid the fred jomo gamono enya sam kotwa kwa ama fobra ho esa say the Madrid ayo mo no enya sam kotwa enta no pa gwamna o mo dia ma me say me meka ho asem na wo ma goalkeeper every goal post mo be head ball they said ya say no other ama for so Jose Mourinho na kata bantense onko na onfani tinkonko bom entimu amo he wo screen so bo say yo sa training sasa goalkeeper na nkasa eno ye bisa na say den na ema na yes ade so no nkasa kra wonim do hu an so de ni tia bobo num ama ball so etimi apart
that time no na Benfica for ni one goal
no mo dey
pia man say for na chefom it is that time now the second red card ne buy no and I'm no catch the players massa is it defender
monko die besi bie
what the fans say omunya bon ko omutika ya bod draw o man say
yan so ya
it is free ne buy no catch the players ni na so bianko nim but am ko it ya box nim
bianko
ni empeta board nim because say omuye two men down so what I say na be at least
so take beba we nim
so what I say na yetimi e de assure minti ɛno ade nyame no mukweni Benfica for no bobo and almost say chances so papa ɛno chances omunyan no say komunya abote no muteki ya I'm telling you senka ebia for no cry kananka of and I'm transition no but very 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 swift and I'm not do for the bobo and then
you see
because on other form says I have no mum growing qualification but playoff enti I think I don't know about
when your friend coach
Ose why am coach now
there be me some come ask him when your friend
coach
coach last minute
too much
nah the Champions League Ubobi
Mimobi okay
Champions League as over come here
because they be a general you know
Mimobi and then
and we boy everyone this
and no so munyina munkom na munkoya adwuma na ja tribune ade ni tikanya bona eda atremu na o have it answer Vitians and no munim this year, so my body nyina. My dear bia Newcastle di Harry. Or Mutiana sad head of how Modiapon. Diana and some dear Cacrebi were chimeta. Antonio Conte say, Mankawe, Mankebe Hame. Antonio Conte say, Quite first we did the Champions League, no. And you one team penny did the Champions League. You had the two set of teams and you did the Champions League. Or person say Chelsea our two set of team. Or this a team bisa. And you did the Champions League na enye we person do well Champions League we one team back up say ye nuanum die zia ba ko say kra pray die e dim na say and this all person the Champions League two set and you did it say dia anti continue no
okay
ono so abobra and to okasa enye mark carrick ma fe no
on fancy Champions League bo
okay
day Conte before this game akwasi meetings am ne papa yey and the promises are papa yey so Richard Nkofu me show mo me yi wo mafrim and na Chelsea flat lead what cash 2-1 even omo call dressing room kwa me sa frɛ no o ba se kan fa na obetuto ne ma papa so o jira no say ye the two set of dear ben now unimbo Champions League na Ankasa Antonio Conte unimbo matro the Abel Napoli for so mpamo onya de di omhe no mapamo Antonio Conte onya de kra. All right, you told me then so Shabans 4.5 na 10:33 yen share discussions no ase enfamam se there you went for Champions League group stage no ye call the next stage which is playoffs no first 84 the automatic for no mo correct no more attrain playoff for no say omo so bobo mo ho na yi another ayini free man no ma be kan ho na even our run 16 enti awon some no nominate say ye be rem ne di common bebre e di amamo me samo ene ya wada ochiri fie memen that 31st na ye the work no hihye so both love and insure FM and na ye the fitness shop hihye so every year bi ye di bronya wie bia yes na bia ye di be shake off asade ne ade onze yakotena fie no kono num bia wiwi namo anti basa na amaye mu no ayedu so obi so na dwuma no on sheda nya exercise we are from office to fie to office obanzo a usie condition musa it is some of the corporate world ya twensa and from banks and hodo and the corporate world meeting no mudina momra in fact groups fitness groups out and koku awdo na na twensa from samombra na nyame adoma 31st yemfa fitness work no enhyehyɛ so into 2 more days to go na 6 am pepe na ehye dwumadi na say from the Kumasi City Mall on enti ayana wa hye ne so enso edi amame ayanopa on my culture say ye work no me samnye ye ka 6 nya fe ni ebe start in verse 78 6 na near the exercise aerobics ni ade ne di ahyehyɛ so ye wi na ya fa the magistrates and the principal streets of Kumasi and then na mu police for di achi ambulance di achi na ewia san go back to Kumasi City Mall and e be refresh ho kakra ewia na eja obia ekwan e ma no ko enti ankronkro bia santeman ye twensade from sememendai anopa momeke ho na ye nante Kumasi me pam chon kaba me de mamu hunya pa we are non-governmental organization the kind of NGO and our civil society organization CSO for no pam chon form so enfeme we NGO and CSO na wutie me na oyo obi a oboa aye returnees and vulnerable groups abia took off for so ha ana omo asabi omo ni binti ama omo society no omo mre obi a take advantage of them na mu train san kofo na me pamcho mo safo no enka bo mu tie ne pa na mo ntrom fanto memo mo number bi mu wie ya mo mfre na mo so mo koje mo ase na be amotimi adia training aye returnees ana say vulnerable aye groups na ye fair age median support for local training providers in Ghana. Support for local training providers in Ghana. Na ete for the attendance a German aban and afi Ghanaians European Center for Jobs, Migration and Development and GIZ omo enomina akabumwa. Omo say oye NGO ana CSO na obwa aye returnees ana vulnerable groups ama omo so no munya training ana practical skills dia mumra na yanamo entenase so ofete anase dwumadie no optimity error comment ni na dia ye so wasene nyama usika na also dia kwa kotroni eye saafo no na eye subsidy eye grant na ede ma eye 5,000 to 20,000 euros na ede support na also di akwakoboa eye onibia momonya skill enti pamto eye enne ochina and so yeah interested organization also betumi the application in their tool na omonso he etimi abwanti mesel oye NGO ana aye CSO na obwa the vulnerable ana returnees amomunya training ana practical skills me patcho dan be face na yan so wasene wusika se na bia onso betimi aboa enipa foforo amomonso bibia aye kama edi amomo me patcho number no 0203 361453 me sense should be 0203 361453 na mono enso eni eyen komono kama pa yako ay ama automobile na oka no ho asesi ndina ya kama pa adi ama me so yen spray na yen ho no sebi nya agwa spray hold your bar the professionalism and aye adwuma enso obo ya kache car no ba ignabotre your machines they be prepare car no ho ye de nye enipa ne gina ha ye de machines pa those enipa ne ho de nanso no the machine and aye adwuma no into prepare ho wia e bia na inside na say line ye be line ne kama e de ama ye wia ne de akosho the ultra modern oven e bi ni Ghana ha in fact West Africa ha yankwa ne dibi enso aba aye Ghana ne de awura ho ne akosre wia ne polish the kama etika ne be pie no eti said the car ne free home pepe na assign aye fair anenti oye car dealer ana oye car na na wutie me na no pe a o car no said the ne shebre no aton nsuoma ye bia no de fobra ya be sam na bankom amaka no ne fa no atimi asa ba bi ma ho de obeye adwuma ya ma 10% discount into car na o kafi abroche de bae no fabra ne insist kama enfama yo kumase apem so franchise no na no answer the obefre Mr. Amoa awo 0244 465764 Yako Franco Trading Enterprise ni akoto ye phones ni na Nokia Samsung iPhones Opel Smart TV se obi ho Franco air condition microwave washing machine odibesi uniama afi eba no CCTV cameras ene niama hodo amafie asetena eya kono a ye fa no home appliances ni nyina oko Franco Trading Enterprise ete from pamchawo ebi awo ha onsa ebetima kan niama me boss nyina ebo no fufu commence adum de branches ni bebre first one no oko Ejaba Jury you're very close to them Samson adjacent Old Malcolm opposite Kufuor Clinic and at the new KJT hona no Franco Trading Enterprise yo ha ye twon so baba na ya ton niama ni bi enso edi ama ye number 0245 316969 Alicia Decor me pacho ko na akoto eye WC papa PPR pipes no ye na ye original me patro fittings no ye de no enda eye ena union no ye de no ena ye kama ebo no esen eda fam enti Alisa de compatro ko yenko na anim se krom ha oto WC efrim yenu ede economy ensa so a ne esen tebo no so ede maw already no omo eye promotion enti nkade na esen ke bia yede jo be 500 cedis no promotion it yede aba 450 so tiu example na de maw aha na 450 no yesi se wo san to afrim yenu ede ko a yensan te 450 ni so biem tan fam maw na so onwie no na so ade no aba fam pa obenya sika dudu na ade ahwe obotom etim sew oya plumber ana oya fiera na wutiemi a washroom hon yamani na no Alisa Deco ena me kan formo enso ade ma yokumase adum abinchi hona opposite Star Oil anasa fryen 0558 063 836 na monomo eni eye enkomo Abyss Gold Groups ena yeko na Abyss Gold etie for the tenise amon kan na onse nyame adoma World Cup no Ghana enso yeko akububi na se Ghanaians enwinwi se ye na dwumakuo ben kura na de free Ghana ha World Cup yenya bi ebehwe na nso ase tutu ania se azanfo no do so mdu sika no madi enti ahwa na World Cup yenya bi anke be de but yenyu obi am se de anu ye no so aba anu ye ni nyina no Abyss Gold Air Group omo na adi Ghanaians free Ghana ha na makosho World Cup bi on Ghana ye be busy our US ye matches ni bi won so a ye be bo abo Canada ene Panama no ha ene Mexico nti honi na no so ko na eja otim ko ho ani so ade a me patcho ye do ko na ye bibia kama dia mawo it means patcho ada ye registration intam ye intam se na be ya bibia be kama ade mawo ebi kura na mo ye adwumakuo for example ebi a multimedia say oboso the staff ekohwe bia ni nyina no Abyss Gold ebe kama na ono so ede eye ne staff no enso akọ US no ma akọ World Cup ni bi an konkre mu nyina na konya eda ho mo ma na my registration na ye visa na ma na fa ekohwe eye World Cup ni bi ticket bi bia oma na eye enso ede ama including flight ode ebe ko eye US etu ani je ho a me pa chaw obetimi akọ eye Sakumu no eye Estate Junction hona anasa ode obe friend number yi no aginchemu a chenwe 0545 995223 0545 995223 namuno eni komo extra cash no me pa chaw so nya register in tam eno an so for phone na wadale eye *170# *170# na options na beba no choose 5 osan ko anum bi ma option no choose 3 osan ko anum bi ma which is the last one no now choose option 5 88 asam nyina ne se ebia na obajeta wo ye ne bibia ba betwim uhia extra cash na ode ayewade bi kura na school fees bi so na nso sa be no ohwe obotoma sika ne eni ho eno ne so be resort to the extra cash and informs capital and akofadia bano na assorto na atuaka no enso dia ma eno an se udu onya sika na na sa de akoto e ba bia ode ato so na se bibia no kama dia ma nteno an se onso obetimi a register bi na wachi sika ne bi na otua ode huni anyamo a moji ade na na afi bedru mebi no mo yi musem card mo nyai ene obu a o sani sika se o besani a din ka Coffee boys yo omunya kra o waji sika de afi ho edru so obetua so yes news guy ye ni kan fro na fafa ba bifufro boys ni bi di ka o coffee on the case isram boys ni bi di ka rough ade no so ogina wutua dem ba wutua ni na de dem ma no ekosoro ntimo ji amuntua yesramo adaro na abedi before car no maintenance na before uber free do one as well we need to mobile money na o send my driver no number nti oni nua me na fast we get to hey boss work me o mati adoro wajibi wantia it is someone yes abada o register bi wia ekoba ne so jiska na patro tua se na bia da chi bia no upe bia onsa betimi akabi kase de me sade makasa honam ye o ya ojibi na odoma ebeboa wi pa traffic pain nyinaa ne betu ase ade ama no obiara enum bi mpanifo nom enkwada enom enti aya na so ato bi no nom na pace ni nyinaa ne tu ase ade ama ye wa atonsu market aduro ni bi ho ano so obefre number 0244 871 862 na waje aduro ni bi kama pa na onso watimi anom top send de sendisika enti abrochefo ni nyinaa mpamchaw obe download the app no wo phone so wonni bia no download baby a obia no betimi ade asendisika ade aba aye Ghana aya opomo code no use FM sena bia obesan anya achede ade a free tap for no and some Rush energy drink and na obia sorry onom mim say anopa bia no yem bibia wi anama num bi ansana ma betena sanse odnuma e ma stay active na asan energize o kama ama damuni ni na adwuma abaye no utumi so ho ede kama pa ye de unit e twato na ya to adwumadie no so de ama unit de makase ko na kosua computer isanse ho edna okosua computer abewi no abene ye yanum de ya abekọ no da bia hwate so ho book kwa ade so computer na mbesua da bia beturo no so ha de enye no so tworo ha oba practical ubewi no aben eba no computer na enti computer data analytics also ko bi akwan da ho artificial intelligence no kra de omde aka courses ni nyina enso software engineering computer hardware and mobile phone technician ni nyina no okwa akonya eda ho a ene afofo pi kan wa so no ubetimi aye ya school in such a way say obre no o time say the city bia no obetimi akwaje ntete regular obetimi akọ open weekends a akwan da ho edwumre distant class ni nyina no available 0555 383848 you kumase sisanso si bus stop na efre number no anopay amene afufo pika ho amrepem amonso ebe komosem edi amamo anopay 10:47 amo aso yasena Thursday edition eda sutin koduma di mamo Fifi Manfred, good morning.
Good morning.
Let's say
Yamiado Mehoya Pa.
And
what people said we couldn't do and were unsure of us doing, what AC Milan, Juventus, Inter Milan, all the big boys, no, Italy, ain't me the Diego Armando Maradona Stadium since December 2024, no, and until Rosie, Liam Rosie, no, Joao Pedro, Estevao Willian, Cole Palmer, Echo Diego Armando Maradona. Mr. Oche Pep Guardiola Tima Abdul Kader Osha ye jao ma o ye kaya sewe Conte na nya do yadu yes
so win so ontimi mo champions
ya sheno
she de ma sheno
ya shena nke different story ko utimi ngun ka so ontimi mo Champions League ti whether Champions League or not Diego Armando Maradona hono no obi an sheno since December 2024 ekeka 2 years and you see any so now Chelsea are beating the champions of Berbia yet Spanish champions and now we did this by Stamford Bridge after the Park Nusa Spanish champions you did this 3-0 and only the red card if you maybe one of the catch friend is Spain for Barcelona for Roma since that red card no deal was Stamford Bridge as in Tiania a funny team I'm when you some issues they are psychological. The psychologists say that we shouldn't underrate, we shouldn't underestimate that. We said, okay, fine. Uncle Kotina baby wakwaba. Barca for fans, any Barca for analysts for cry. Sure, maybe more medjuma for a couple of days. Yet before that, they are French champions. Ekomachi, Musio, and the US owner a horse shit. If we only go too much into Paris, now the US for the place if you are. Almost nyabrofu. Goni, osi goni needs more. English champions ni achino England honum na Liverpool and slaughter Gilligo Estevao pam. So that is what we do. If it's about champions, bring them to Chelsea. So you don't need to explain us to this and that. It is going to add up to the many explanations you've been given anytime Chelsea wins. Chelsea 4 and Omerini top 8. 2 seasons ago, I've Chelsea more Champions League. People like you and Jamie Carragher say Chelsea will not even qualify out of the league phase. And then Chelsea bought top 8. Madrid the more of the A Chelsea Todboli project near Sebi Yansen Unim Noyer. He's in the top 8. It is out time Kodua. Numerica D. Who is here from? Say senior America with D. Meditum. I make us.
Now, no ball 8 matches shading now. On Granopo Becassa said you can say.
On Casasa.
As in 8 over 8, 100% record.
Who 2 matches special, but now has set a telesta. Show me a Manchester and Qua. The telesta is way. And maybe 2 games spent an hour. 2 matches. City has 2 matches. Champion
Arsenal that also Obian to me show me a show.
Osha all of a sudden United a better team. You come champion, almost Champions League even in it. You invite your Michelle Utimu Champions League Nibia. But you being commoded there is an exciting conversation. Which
and you what?
And now we expected drama and we saw drama. Did you expect Paris Saint-Germain and Newcastle to end 1-1? Did you expect Copenhagen to score first before Barca for betting the second half at Yashi?
Go then I'm some beche.
But some beche first.
But as you say, a bear first and I be a Barca beche no one betting there.
And first half so the whole first half Copenhagen won the first half.
First half, yeah. Almost first half number 1-0.
Normally are 2 more. Did you expect Bodo Glimt to go away to Spain in Madrid and beat Atletico? Atletico have not lost in 13 games at the Wanda. It's all sort of drama. I'm about to come there.
Okay.
Madrid needs just a draw at the Dalu. Then all the drama that you are looking for. Rich, if you also did not follow the Chelsea game, you probably will not even understand the drama now also. Chelsea are Shebako. Then the game capitulates. Maybe I gave up, to be very honest. But that is exactly what the Champions League lives for. Moments like that, story like we say, when you don't expect certain things and it happens. Yeah, what game in area now? The 8 teams are settled. I'll ask you certain questions before we go straight into it, and you maybe sound common one after the other. But I'll start from the Stadio de Camp Nou. Rich, anybody that watched Barca's game yesterday, whether Barcelona and Sonia Barcelona will tell you that wasn't a good Barcelona performance.
Sure.
Say Osha Slavia Prague game, and he said it wasn't good. This was another one that wasn't good. But that is what the Champions League is about. Sometimes the quality of the team that you have, the quality of the materials, it stands up and trumps over even a better team. Who is a Barcelona without Frankie de Jong and your Brentia, your friend Pedri. So in the first half, Eric Garcia only saw Paulsano, only saw ball retention ability. Remember, the intensity of the game can go through him freely. It didn't happen for him. It took in the second half when Hansi Flick brought on a branch friend Mark Barnal to get into the middle of the park, and trust me, this was a boy that I think 2 seasons or last season ago, pre-season, I told you, said, who Barnal? And I feel like this is a player that can play the Barca way of play. And he's in the form of Sergio Busquets. He changed the game in the second half. But when Danny Olmo dropped into the middle of the park to find out ball to Robert Lewandowski, the goal for a branch friend Rafinha, and of course, for me, Barca's best player and the man of the match of the night, Abrante Fene Lamine Yamal Ibanez Nazraoui, took the game by the scruff of its neck and made the job done. Mekacho said, at the Camp Nou, oh yeah, dang, Barca be your remontada. You can score them 4, they will come back. It is what they have.
But Kofi, the multi-billion question is here.
Yeah.
For how long? Because, for example, Ebia Copenhagen be show first goal.
Yeah.
Obetumi abetia be shano.
Yeah.
But Ebia Okoshia, the Arsenal, the Chelsea's, I'm so strong team.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna show Ebia na romantada na maso.
Yeah, I can understand. But I don't think so.
So for how long?
Well, maybe in that.
As I have to flick home, baby. Because the rate at which, yes, was a Barca anymore, no more game changes.
Yeah.
Split second, no more to a result.
Yeah.
But as well, young baby.
It's also sunny.
Is that who call you knockout stage?
Well, I think that the team will get better.
Well,
after the Chelsea game, almost struggled kakra. Then they began to get better. Again, you always have to talk about that with the absence of Freddie and Frankie de Jong. If Freddie and Frankie de Jong were in the first half, they wouldn't have been that drab. Again, I think that Barca will not want to look too far off the objective for the night. Which sometimes another team do one objective, 7% shy. They don't care about that. So we can't use this game alone to say that they are in a bad place. The objective of the night was met. Only on 3 points. They are back in the top 8. And for me, that is what has happened there. Rich, it was supposed to be a fairy tale meeting of Alvaro Arbeloa. During Jose Mourinho time at Madrid, no, he was one of the players. Maybe he wasn't the best player at Madrid, but not Jose Penasen. He's a political and typical Madrid star. Or Madrid for Nyomaye. How to say the right things, how to be on the good books of people. Alvaro Arbeloa has it. And for me, this was a game that no matter what, Madrid could have gotten the draw. But another person, wait till Jose Mourinho. He says certain things. Also catch the boys and say, qualified crowd, they should beat Madrid. Almost say Madrid keke mano. That is all. They will be happy. Now,
Mourinho today is animal on you.
I was on there.
Psyche of players.
Young qualify. India must say maybe qualify, but just beat Madrid. Which Jose Mourinho say when they perform like that, he knew that the boys would turn it around. No, only be saying about this iconic moment to be a can once and only Trubin go no Kokosheno. Also, I Porto 2 weeks ago league. Almost Porto the same incident happened. We go keep an opinion, but more anything else. So immediately Madrid were down by 1 man. Now the bench they catch and say they need 1 more goal. That is where this picture came about. In the 98th minute, 6 minutes, 5 minutes, Jose Mourinho calling Andre Trubin catch and say, "Massa, go boxing."
So that time now Real Madrid second
red card. It's
only down by
2 players.
2 players.
It's not over.
What the worst case scenario? Almost a crown.
Draw. Once the ball came, flagged it in. Even after the game, my brother friend Thibaut Courtois came to Trubin and came to congratulate him for that effort. What it meant is that Madrid managed to win a huge and an important win. In Naples, the story was that Napoli had not been beaten at the Diego Armando Maradona in Southern of Italy. Obia Wako will tell you about how difficult it is to play in that stadium. Which first half was bad. The starting lineup, I think it was a little too overzealous from Liam Rosinia. Who's on the catch said the game is going to be tricky. Make me be a tactical board. I would have loved to go through something quickly for you. A tactical board also. Who's on the catch said the game is going to be very tricky. Now, and who makes the kind of personality Liam Rosinia has and how he wants to play his game. Which the starting lineup in the first half was not good. But just one recognizable centre back. His own centre back player. Only Wesley Fofana player and centre back. And nobody James centre back. And nobody Marco Correa also a centre back. Napoli football back trainer. He wanted to also go and play against Napoli with a 3-4-3. Then he can press them aggressive man for man. Now, we're also okay, fine. Napoli for here win to qualify. Means me here at least a win to make sure say I'm in there. Rich, this is what I'm trying to say. Liam Rosino went into the game not in the regular 4-3-3 and I said 4-2-3-1. He went into a 3-back of a sort. Then Antonio Conte did say
to match Antonio Conte's first level.
Yes, if Antonio Conte and I said over 4-3-4-3 it comes down to the player quality. Into Omachi Obia. Antonio Conte Boachon Di Lorenzo, Bonjuano, and Juan Jesus, I will nature on. And on Liam Rosino, Ebo James Kucrea, and a bunch of fellow Wesley Fofana. In Sobekaya, say Napoli push it in. Napoli were more successful in their build up. Into the Bianca Rasmus Holland, and a bunch of fellow Wesley Fofana. Which, if it comes to space defending, Wesley is okay. But your premium back say Wesley defending box now. Eddie Mano, he struggled all game. Until say Chelsea has a penalty in the first goal. Then the equalizer from team Abrantia Feno Vigera making it 1-1. Then another one from Rasmus Holland. What a goal for Abrantia Feno Rasmus Holland. Whilst I'm criticizing Liam Rosinia's first half setup, I think that the strengths back Liam and the self-awareness and in-game management. Because the second half tweaks Noye in bringing Cole Palmer and then allowing Joao Pedro to get a creative outlet. And then later bringing on Trevor Chalobah, your good box defender, no, I think give Chelsea a chance. Rich and Radie. I don't want to take anything away from Liam Rosini and then Ejuma Oye. But this man, Joao Pedro, was the difference on the night. 2 quality goals. One from outside of the box, one using the run of our bench friend Alejandro Garnacho, smacked home and made Chelsea turn it around in the second half. This is a team the mentality to stay in it now, you give them the credit. Today I don't have too much time, but Enzo Fernandez was also solid. Arsenal Tinefi Juma against team my friend Kerat Amati. What it means is that it's the perfect score for Arsenal. Which Champions League 8 games. This Arsenal team is fantastical, and they need to be spoken about well. Maybe I've said several times that it's been 5 years, and yet this season, and yet 2 seasons ago, and yet 3 seasons ago, from the very first time I heard Mikel Arteta speak, I knew this man was clearing his thoughts and he was going to go far, and he is there. What I've said is that the psychological issues that the team may go through, if they beat Chelsea next midweek, no more the final of the EFL Cup, no more GFL Cup now, they get beyond a possible doubt. Say, oh, you beat Nhyira, because now they will have a cup to show. See a GFL Cup, no, then they can build from there. But you can't doubt them. Liverpool did the job against quarterback. Man City Jumano against team my friend Galatasaray. Inter Kwawe Ekoshe by 2-0. Bayern beat PSG Eindhoven by 2-1. Of course, on the other side, it was an exciting night all throughout the Champions League.
Dortmund na nkasa. So we will omo Ghana and come Olympics.
Only that Olympics on course.
Sa Dortmund for no. Okay, game office o omanya go menya do bia mani ase no. Game deeper the man Dortmund no akoshe. They always flatter to deceive. Nothing. Ubo against Inter. Oh. But
by the Inter team has quality.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it took one free kick from
Dortmund, so don't forget in the Champions League winning Bob. Yeah. Ebia league ni na omo nche na nyai, but so the last 5 years omo
very good. Which now when you look at the Champions League and how things are going now, how things are shaping up, especially because now the pathways need shaping up nicely.
So say Osha automatic are you for now?
Yeah.
Arsenal, Bayern, Liverpool, Tottenham. Yeah. Barcelona, Chelsea, Sporting CP, Man City.
Yeah.
There's almost come.
Yeah.
Na champion for no.
Yeah.
It's the playoff draw near China.
Yeah.
Very kakrai.
No.
Sorry.
So we'll see Nipo one way, very, very interesting. Now these are the potential teams that a bit and in the playoffs. But first of all, English Premier League dominance now. Is it because of money?
Sure.
A major factor. Eh?
Because we need to quality players.
Yeah.
To augment our squad.
A major factor.
And I'm core international we need to compete very well.
Yeah. And I think you're 100% right. Spot on. And also, Rich, I think say the nature of how our teams are Champions League, you know, it fits into the strength of the English Premier League. I will explain. So Bodo Glint eba beba Atletico Madrid ofia. Rich, ultimately man Atletico nkwambo. The attack Atletico. Ushe Newcastle only Paris Saint-Germain. Paris Saint-Germain open up. And we know that in terms of the English Premier League, the strength of the league is about physicality and players that are very athletic. It is a UBM and there's a lot of grounds to cover. They have the quality to eat you alive. That is why even Aston Villa last season were very good in the Premier League. So the ability to have the means to buy top level players to compete at the highest level, and also the fact that the gameplay. I didn't know show phones.
Me now for no Canada. Chelsea for no.
Oh, how is it?
I want to tell me no pay papa.
Say.
Including me and Kasa me name.
For
you. I mean, come on, do na Champions League me gba me mobi. Na me ma wo Kasa.
We do
names
we do staircase is what me free papa bi o. And we say ordinary issue kakra bi bre or bra team. Na obi sa me se fifi ni na me se am pacho em ya. No say enra ya se. It's new rush one ma me ma won kasa so te ho. Na obetwa me apon a obeso ohun. Ma me ma enti na me buy house charges so ya me se masa. Ya bo me kokko down one na me dey from.
O ta ma so. Me akweto ne ko.
Me enti ase akra. And the Europa League go hono me ti. And now Paris Saint-Germain mo di. But you keep 100% record of Europa League game. Don't lose out on it. And these are the possibilities of how the teams are going to play our Champions League in the playoff rounds now. I'm sure we'll talk about it better when the draw is done. But Rich, these are my quotes and Yediko Fikesim, which still the 100% record or Europa League.
Okay.
First one a BW36DD905B. Second one a BW36DD46C7. Third one a BW36DCFD5D. Fourth one a BW36DCF614. And the last one a BW36DCC7FF. Thank you.
Okay. Kofi, that's a pana. Anopenya wa. Say no nka me dia be rusted you more. Oh can't you?
Boys sending me message at 21. No hard my make kind message me and your Twitter.
Me boys no me slow do.
Senior clip che ba for junior. Sending me message say, "Fee, Rich is the one bewitching your Chelsea." That time Napoli lead 2-1. Let me see your radio.
Me boys no me slow.
And then tax bar and I come go pit no.
Ke dia de ni go gun dressing room. Agwe jira ha no o mama beche. Amen na agwe be hedu dwane no. The boys no be slow too much. Kenna.
Yes, I can dey come see.
Oh, radinya me. They drink kaya no bi die problem so dey. Okay, you judge me then is insurance of 4.5. So, yeah, review of the UEFA Champions League group stage matches and and so at the Amamo Alaska Star Enterprise Makasa call na koto nyemeni na udibe say o them and our office good. Sorry, first impression hu nya pa. Anunti anytime bia no o them office. Ma ho enye yie se na be ya. Obia oneno enso etu anamo no obunsampa ni pay or responsible. And in Alaska Star Enterprise from marble sheet, aroma diffuser, ring light, bedside lamp, sofa cover, decorative watches and flowers, ebano, material curtain in nano, and a blanket curtain. You will be our half fofo unsa ebetimi akabi. Now so talk with you officer and answer them ama honsono etimi ayeka behwe you kumase adum me patro Mrs. Anoche plugs anima fair floor boss of them ho and can form code to do opposite NTDD. NTTD office no na munomuni komo awo 0256 330075 na munomu eni eye enkomo anope amo ana asoya sene de dwumadie no ade emamo Bismarck ko su bempa ya la but before no say powder na be fa be obi e kan wasam eye Dominion Heba omo powder na omo ade aba edwaso me ani komo kakra na onso to bia na wotimi akwakoto bi opani good morning na yentimo
powder no
no ma say bisa na do na magic na
esan say ensentrene a EU no eyo mo say eye magic
sure
nanso eye dua hini na han na bena ana wa de eduru no
okay
enua hodo be ye eduanan wotwe
48
ana aka bum oduma nkoma ensa no wei kosi broni nsa no nim
I see
enua ni bo ha ebinum de kosi broni nsa no fra debrere ye nyane sa we food and drugs board approval we eye number 1 supplement for general well-being na onipa bi a wutie yen ena no pay asumdwe nkan se wutie me na se obusuani bi anopay osori en otiatia se kwasi me ho mfa me kono koto aduro bia me a ka kire nsama me menye doctor menim enu hwe ne modie menim ni se de eya wo se osori wani subri wo onsa agene wachiri dompe ya oya oto ase wa pan nyina atwetwem maame aso wani su hu ade yie eni edura mama nkoto mere wa na ye Dominion powder mesaka bium Dominion powder abusuafo se yade e ba o ma bo pono pam but odikan bo nka ye o mereko a wona ye onam obedu anu amekai enene nansa yetika mu ba ahojo papa bi osi ni ti ase no sa wada ne nsem nyina ne se wadidi anopai but eduane no odi nde bia nso eduane ase abono enyere ni moja ni ntimi nya adwuma yi ana bibisa ne so pani enura anajo okoda no oda yi ɔsi yee afei na ɔma m'ani aba ma so ɛyɛ no korɛ ma na yie na adeɛ kyɛ me nti bi didi yie no abo me mepatwɔ aduane no afei mente
okay
ɛba ne saa na mepatwɔ ɛma sɛdeɛ sɛ mogya no timi di efusianeɛ na etimi blood etimi circulate wɔ veins no mu yie na ma unti no mu da hɔ no oguru ho ɔbɛnya sikyire yare ezi a etimi mepatwɔ bebree abusua ɛntena ɔma obi mfa soro kwa ɛna no wakyenkyena nea ehu hia ne sɛ ɔbɛkɔ pharmacy drugstore bia baby aya line sese mepatwɔ tie nie ye nnuro no obi ro betima bi afra we yɛ ɔdɔm ankoma mba ɛnsa no ne yaya ma wɔ bɔmɔde so bakɔ pɛ duro ne budu also pɛ dominion powder bɔmɔde so bɛpɛ nsuhie half cup sa half cup mepɛ teaspoon sɛ ka sɛ teaspoon a atrenke to na yɛde yɛ tea no asa adron powder no baako no de egum no anum na wanom obon sɛ ɛkɔm bɛ do hagya na fifire tew mepatwɔ ɛyɛ adwuma no ɛyɛ number 1 well-being mesrɛ bebree nom afɛ ɛkɔm do adidi na hwɛ nyame nsa na adwuma tie asɛm ya meke nhyɛ no so ha sɛ woyɛ obi a wontimi fa nsuohyia no mu a sɛ yɛ koko ana wode bɛ no mu a bɔ mmɔden sɛ fa sagu koko no mu na wode num no nom ebi kura tibi de nkwan sagu nkwan mu no nom afei na hwɛ de nyame tumi yɛ na mekyerɛ wo sɛ wowɔ bi a wo stroke maame ne wo stroke ɛkwan bɛɛ na fa so stroke ne de bae abusuani obi no wo stroke a stroke ne ba no nkae
sure
ɛbɔ ne nkae obon sɛ onan na sɛ onan na esi fam na nkasa no asɛ wobɛsɔra no pa ne mu yɛ ɔya wohu deɛ ɔnyɛ obon sɛ na tweba onan ase wo ntini no mu onan kokom ɛtoro bia na woto na wode tena ase no wobɛsɔ na woto fa na sɛ edidu o side one side ba no no edubon sɛ wɔn nsa no wotena sɛ na wɔn nsa sɛ left or sɛ right no na enti no veins no wotimi sɛ emu twɛn sɛ wopɛ sɛ ohunu ne yie a sɛ wote sa wohu saa symptoms na abɔmɔde sɛ wokɔn kyakya wokɔn enti wo yɛ nipadua nyina connect from yɛ kɔn kɔsi eti wo kyakya wokɔn wo sɛ afei wontiri ho nkɔn no beebi wɔ saa side no etimi twi ho ate sɛ de yɛde ahoma asɔ ɔkɔn a yɛkyim ɛba ne sɛ affect onsa na onsa na hyɛ ase sɛ ɛgyene mepatwɔ ɛyɛ stroke na ɛbɔ nkae na kyɛ sɛ mogya ne ntimi ndi efusa ne yie wɔ nipadua mu stroke ɛkwan fa so de banie sɛ wana yie na ɛtoa so a na yɛ sɛ mede mentimi na wo mentimi na mada mepatwɔ simla baako a mesrɛ wo ɛnya de pa wodidi anadwo no abɛwe fufuo anaa banku no akɛhea ɔno anom nsuo anwura gu so no ada ɛdua no ntimi ɛndigest yie ana obi adwendwen ɛda no so ebi nso ayɛ sɛ ɛyɛ abusuayare ɔma ma obi papa obi ana wɔn nso yɛde wowɔ mesrɛ bebree ɛma obi sɛbe besepa ne kɔ nyina ban ɛtase ne nyansafoɔ na ɔkɔfa baeɛ no no hunu sonso yɛ wɔ mu ana yɛka mu no kora kyerɛw sɛna bi a ɔmmɛyɛ ɔsɔfo bi gyina pɔpet akyi ɔpirikya no twahwɛ yɛkɔ yɛnkɔso no mu kɔs yɛnyina yɛasɔre dɛm o ɔgyina ɔpirikyi yɛfolo sermon no ɔyɛ apostle deɛ hu yɛ no sɛ wɔtwahwɛ yɛde no kɔ ne sɛ ne stroke ɛkɔ wɔnya stroke ne bp a rise dabi ɛsɛ sɛ ba ne saa yɛnom yɛmpɛ dominion herbal powder na ɛno na ɛbɛtumi aboa wo tiɛnie ɛno ana ɛbɛtumi aboa wo ɛma saa haw na wofa bi no nyinaa no ɛto bɛtwa diabetes ana ɔwɔ a maa meto bo yare bu a anoduro ne din ne na ɛdɛ kane ne nim sɛ esikafoɔ ɛnnɛ nkɔla ne mmɔfra mmeranteɛ ɛma bɔ wa nka ɔmo bɔ mo bra bɛpatwo bebree ebia na wode onim yɛ ɔdɛ osɔre hɛ meka sɛ me so aba akɔ yare yɛde no kɔ hospital wanyina na wanya sika yɛde no kɔ hospital doctor sɛ wanya diabetes ana yɛbisa ne sɛ na auntie wodi anka wodi ne deɛ ɔsɛ ayɛ no korɛ ɛmra na ɔwɔ bɛyɛ 19-20 years no so kokuru nkran na ɔba ɔdu nsɛm mu a otimi to twofi bɛ ɛnan enum na ɔre ne sɛ fia na obon sɛ srade ne wuhu do ɛyɛ ne num saa na ɔde reba ira na ne de na no onim nsunsunsanso wanyina wie no afa na nsunsunsanso ba me pa cho bebree na no me kan sɛ obi bɛbo na sɛbe wayɛ ho basade ɛne anka wa onya abotre dia pe dominion herbal powder na ebitimi aboa wo na ye wa dance die bi a me pese ye bo na wutie na ma me fa telephone na ma yima wansa ebia no bi tike mo pese osi form na ɛno so betimi aboa fa telephone na ma we me pa cho 0543 158 195 0543 158 195
195
and after 0245
0245
455
455
749 0245 455 749 my equity density na yemra
pamcho yen TV
the announcement the it's not number benisika so nkoto bi mrebe no koto ba papa one more diabetes first we call hospital me check here 30 25 after na mo da bia o mo announcement we be me ko check here it's that number benisika so nkoto bi mrebe no koto ba papa one more diabetes first we call hospital me check here 30 25 after na mo da me ko hospital me ko check here 30.5 hey after there with my ye kama me with the access ba ko pera me no me with the access and I say the win e pepe me ho ye say do the fe na me bibi anya me yakora say da na me school me bolo isia hena for am de man na na koto bi na brem adrenal moya me na mi and my father dem no I say my father dem also you know momo de na me many person ya say me many na short baby the job na ta akoda de and me so asem me ma no enko kote me ko esi ata ti ba bro momo de so bi ko na no pamba no kote me de brother be one papa some no me nsa ohene bisa se de bura mi fie dia endo wa ye kama utiri ni kwefu na na sisi fomu na ye mi wi selected afemu so me no mo ebi idaye ene mi jaye afa de makamba ko pre obi ankoto bia he ya de bi yi obi a osa bitwemu osa bo da bi sisi ya de mi bre ashara buko hospital no boy pressure ara buko hospital me se pressure ko fom ni se gama mai wo bi enkoto do di fe dia na sa do ni mi owe aye bukasia papa ena yemu na me kwa de me ne made very me ko mi sin ko mun to mi mre na sam ko to adrena boa ne me na me tumi didi kama se se me tumi didi amefesa efien didi ana kotre kwasim esi mi ana mefe anso me no do mi no kotre ko ni ne dai efie ni dai so mi dai afa hasi
maame na asɛm okay enti we nya de akɔkyerɛ obi a bɛhyɛ kukuo mu ne yɛka kyerɛ ne sɛ koka we sɛbe oyobi ani ne afie pani pa yɛnim no yɛnyina anim no
utie no kora timi so wanyini
oyo ba pani enti yɛbɛsrɛ busuafo ma obi mfa ne nsa mu wani ansa no hu sɛ sɛbe ade wani asɛ nyɛ sa ne pa kyerɛ ɔso ɔwɔ diabetes ɔwɔ ɔsa ɔbaakofo te sɛ ɔgye na wuni ni yafra na ɔno meduro no wie ne ho adanse no no sɛ ei saa ne bibi okukuo mu ani anim nti abusua asɛm a yɛ kan mɛmfa nya agorɔ ebia bɛyɛ ɔsɛ yɛ dada onye usika ne hia yɛn nti miwie na masɔre de yɛka kyerɛ sɛ nea ne fikyirɛkyi ɔkonya ne mɛnsesa ɔkeka mu no osu no mepa kyɛw domino na ɛba ɛna bɛtumi aboa wo ne ɔno nso sɔre anɔpa asɛbio na mekɛn ɔkɔmpa so a ɛno nso de asɛm ɛba no mɛma asɛbe ɔmodɔ bra sɛ de yɛka no no mesrɛ wo krakyɛ bɔmmɔde ne pɛ bi na wakɔsi mɛma nyinaa nan ne yɛtwa tɔ yɛ obi asɛbe ɛdu sɛ ɔkyima a 3 days na twa
se opɛ dominion heba ɔmo powder ne bi na nso wa bi nti bi anya kama ɛmfa ɛma ho alright yɛnto adwumadie no so nhyɛ 104.5 still na no yɛ review the UEFA Champions League group stages games ɛnra yɛde ne nyinaa kogu yɛ no na afei yɛnto adwumadie no so ɛmfa ɛma mo Bismarck ɔwusu bɛmpa yala good morning what is saying
on your matter maybe I find
there me say yen kwai na 11:20
me assure say baby Alexander Seferin, the president of UEFA, and the UEFA Executive Council, and your more competition committees, it will be and when before they slept, they will tell themselves, look, this format is the best. And they are convincing and say, he introduced into European club football. No? He has done a very, very good job. And people were expecting drama. And you never do so. We were so overwhelmed by the drama of the football. And that is why we love football. And Mekai watching the competition na DSTV before Eddie Omo Bliss channel no I match day center channel. It's Omo predominantly the Napoli Chelsea game, but they are giving updates from more about games and results and go be about they switch to Salven, for you to watch the game. It was so exciting. And in your full package of Champions League football. Now, one thing, UEFA force na format way edebe bano. The opportunity for relatively smaller and middle table clubs to also have the opportunity to compete well our Champions League. And I think the purpose with which this format we buy, and also so serve kama. Now, this is the final group stage table, and as only the top 8 and then straight qualification. Then from 9 to 24 will engage in playoffs. Now, idea money exciting, and he said, you first forget about the first 8 normal qualifier. Since they will play off Nimono, there are some big names, which means before we watch even around 16 of the Champions League, we are going to watch an elimination playoff. And also promises to be very, very exciting, because there are clubs like Real Madrid, defending champions Paris Saint-Germain, last year finalists Inter Milan, Diego Simeone and the Atletico Ewoho. Dortmund has been making finals Nancy also hobby. You're buying all for Leverkusen, Eddie Howe, Eddie Newcastle Beba, Atlanta Ewoho, Galatasaray, Victor Osimhen Ewomu. So the excitement about this new format and the drama they wanted to introduce into the competition, I think we have full package drama, and I was very, very excited watching Enra games now. Of course, Now, how did we get here? Enra stories, what are the big ones we can share? I think it is very, very respectful. Say the first one will be the perfect score of Arsenal. 8 games, 8 wins. Perfect score of Arsenal. And I'm going to say, oh, man, I'm going to say, Arsenal. They will beat cards for them. They will beat them. And they did it very, very well. My friend wants to say, I'm going to get competition. And Arsenal did their job. The only caveat I say, Arsenal don't have to look far to know, say, even though Omar perfect score in the group stage, I was still money down going into your account. They don't have to go far. Last year by this time, it was Liverpool, but they were booted out in a run of 16. And the fact that when we are first, now one perfect score doesn't make you the champions. And the examples they can look at just around England to know, say, I also almost show me, but in paper, Arsenal perfect score, a very, very commendable for Mikel Arteta and any team. And now the Spotify company, I think say game no any results APM no. A trying for each day the Barcelona team we see today. They can't stop conceding. And only another game will come one. Barcelona has conceded in 11 consecutively in the Champions League. Yes, 11. Including very, very cheap opponents. Still, what the ball to Barcelona to them. And see, me also say that the money as a flake money, personal Laporta Mushia. They know say they have a very, very good team that can go all out to the semi-finals of the Champions League game. But this time around, our biggest problem is our defense now. And that's how to prevent conceding goals. Now, in the knockout stages, they are decided by small details. And mostly, they are decided by your defensive fortitude. That's at least Ariano. And it's about so many Champions League this season. There is one big problem they have to solve. And yes, they can't win the Champions League. But beyond Barca conceding, they are able to score goals too. And that is very, very good for Tima, your friend of Barcelona. So they had to respond. Lewandowski, Eteka, Emma, Barcelona. I believe the goal that Lewandowski share, was created by these two players. Especially, Sam Daniel almost 2 passes now. Or the man Lamine Yamal, set up Lewandowski, Then Rafinha came in with some penalty, And again, se Usha Barca game Libya. Penalty ni beto. Rafinha chemo no the man Lamine Yamal. Na referee VAR checks and about the kutano. Referee can say okay after checks in every babo penalty. Then Lamine Yamal went back to Rafinha. And the ball shared in some and Rafinha a ball penalty and so Eddie Eto at them. Then Lamine Yamal had to score a goal of his own. Yes, it was deflected, but the goal was given to him. And Marcus Rashford and so Eddie free kick. Making sure Barcelona were home and dry 4-1. And they've qualified into the top 8. Mission complete. That is what Barcelona wanted. So we went into the top 8. Our money play of Biamo and Etini Archivis. Then came the Chelsea game. Game when it started here. I think for any game, your biggest question was, hey, Malo Gusto, Luis James, I'm not going game now. But they are not, and yes, one at right back, one at right wing. They are all playing in a defensive role. And Tibian and Liam, coach the person or trying. Chelsea started very, very well. Then came the 19th minute, penalty, Enzo Fernandez, and Bosche. But I think after Chelsea share a penalty, they were still tactically trying to adjust. And the man Napoli back game never say 2 goals. Vergara and Rasmus Holland. At 2-1, Napoli thought they could at least steal a draw. Our game with him. But only on the biggest stages, which game this stretch wanna baby to happen. You bring in your game changers.
And that's Chelsea.
Yes. And I think before Yao Pedro, I be affecting game number Chelsea with Liam look at his notes, consult, and I say no. There is one guy sitting on the bench. And that guy is the most decisive player in our team. Baby we need him. He brought Kopama in and look at his effects. 61st minute, assist Yao Pedro. 82nd minute, assist Yao Pedro. That is how these games are won. And Chelsea makes sure number 10, the most influential player and the game changer came from the bench. And Obeye Ejumano and the manager senior. Na manager Ejiri say Odini Bamuno, Obeye Ejumano, Emfa Emmano. Now, the moment Chelsea had the win, then came this chat. Say, in big games, in the last 7 months, Chelsea has beaten any champion we had in the baby. They did it to Paris Saint-Germain. They did it to the defending champions of the Premier League. They did it to Barcelona, and now they've done it to the champions of Italy, Intima, your friend Napoli.
Because
they didn't win. So no man share. So it can be added.
And I mentioned say as a Chelsea for no champion the issue be but more Bayern the no so
almost be
champion be and pa kwa neka so antia champion be obi as be am fan
in the last 7 months they beating these champions.
Bayern then
it's not as if this obi so bia no they beat these champions and it is very very good for the Chelsea team. Anya Rich, if you decide to add Bayern, it will be 5 games. If they get 4 out of 5, that is very, very good for Chelsea team, you know. And do you know, sir, and Chelsea qualification, you know, I'm in English football contest, Rich, Oma qualified to the round of 16 in the Champions League than any English club. Even Liverpool now won a lot of trophies in the Champions League. Our English soil, also. They've made it to the round of 16 more than Chelsea in the competition. 18 times. And at Chelsea, ISR, 17 for Arsenal, 13 for Liverpool, 12 for Manchester United, and a 12 for Tima, your friend of Manchester City. Look, the whole graphic, I became sad. Manchester United. In the last few years, no man could cry because Manchester United, but that is where they find themselves.
Carry ball in the beba. Carry the beba.
Oh,
next year.
I don't want to deviate into a carry conversation because we saw this and even more from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer into Udeyemku. Now, my most disappointing team. I let go.
Samu, so Bodo for Omuche goes. Bodo for Omuche goes in your problem.
Rich, Bodo can beat Man City. I want no way. But for them to come all the way to Spain, Wanda Metropolitano, Alexander Soloff as a first goal for ATM. No, Matsina, Bodo, Abetika Shaoma. If Bodo can score, can't Atletico to score? I will see. Now, I don't know. Atletico team, or not all my Diago Simeone.
Maybe a question of Misano.
Because there are some scorers.
Or a coach,
and can the way any controversy, me discussion, member see a Pamu coach, at Atletico, you don't hear it. And Rich, maybe I'm a cow say he is the highest paid coach in the world. How can we pay you the highest? But there's no pressure.
The total players the amount.
And for all my Bodo story, which what is Bodo? I'm only in the best starting in the summer. It's in prepare, they are in preseason. So we say Man City money. Yes, all league matches. They are in preseason. Now you look at these pictures, and it gives you goosebumps. Rich. And in the dressing room, this guy on the support table, they can't believe what they've been able to achieve. And their supporters were right there with them. And this woman had to cry because the story is unbelievable what they've been able to do. No? And I think, and may I be disappointed in Paris Saint-Germain, but I think I was more impressed with Newcastle. And our boy was very good. They were tactically very disciplined. And Mama said they were able to get a draw now. You can be disappointed in Paris Saint-Germain for not winning against Newcastle at the Parc des Princes. But to be very, very fair, I think it has more to do with the way a Newcastle for a game, how they carried out on instructions, and the famous 1-1 draw every the Parc des Princes. Now, I think this will be the last game I ever share. Look, Senior Barca Copenhagen. A term for you about the state of the Barcelona team. I think Benfica, Real Madrid is also my info about the state of the Real Madrid team. It is only one story. Kylian Mbappe. So we need a full team anymore. Team is so ordinary. So ordinary. Now, Rich, this year in the Champions League, Kylian has 13 goals. And the lead, followed by Harry Kane 8, Erling Haaland 7. Now, the 13 goals now, I represent 58% of Real Madrid goals in the Champions League. More than half. How can you play like that? So dependent on only one player. And even in games, he step up and score. You can't win. Yes, you can't win. And you see, and no Alonso, I try to talk to in terms of discipline on the pitch, any decisions take care. Almost because they are big boys.
I know Rodrigo red card yakoji. Unnecessary red card.
Unnecessary. Norwich, Madrid, Kylian Mbappe Beshé, and a team of Freddy Benfica, Abetika, and Omania probably this as a penalty account. Then shot up and completely the brace, and also shave him. Now, just as you were discussing, say, okay, say, your analysis of Tribune, they had an head as a goalkeeper, no SANA. Time in a free kick about the two. The situation that game was that Real Madrid had 2 red cards. So they were playing 9 against 11. Now out of the 9, Rich, one of the players is a goalkeeper. And the outfield players are all packing so 8. You are under from by 3 goals to 2. In the last action of the game, who is free kick for you two? Senior baby, Oma action yan to us with Rich. So, where was the coaching in this Madrid defense? Because you can't defend in this position. Vinicius, it's not since you two when we are.
Oh, Chambono.
In that minute, Nana. 5 minutes and a torso. You have 7 minutes, 13 seconds.
Maybe a bob on man and referee point.
Come on. You don't coach like this.
Now, your goalkeeper, her baby, and no figure. Unmarked.
Look,
no, cause
more money free kick. I was still 11 players of park with you. You are winning 2 red cards. You still think that you can commit players. At that time, they were given. And to say, over 2 free kick. Madrid had in the box. Player, I mean, can't count because the new in football wise, he can't ultimately defend him one team. Benfica, it's uniform. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players only in the box for Real Madrid. You can count as many as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players, including the goalkeeper. How do you do this? And it was as if the story needed to be written. He made the difference. Got that one crucial goal now. That Benfica is here to add to more points. And that is the reason why you see Benfica 24th with -2. A -2 and then they almost into the run of knockout phase, in the playoff. Now, Rich, pay attention to something you. It gives you everything the drama yesterday. Rich, Prime Video for an analysis of every 10 minutes via the way on table it's here from 1 to 12. And it is so exciting to watch the dynamics. Concentrate on Paris Saint-Germain and Real Madrid. Rich, 10 minutes into the last games now. Now Paris Saint-Germain are 3rd. Now Real Madrid are 4th. 20 minutes. Now Paris Saint-Germain at about 4th. Now Real Madrid about 5th. Which you do 30th minute, you know. Now Paris Saint-Germain at about 5th. Now Real Madrid about 6th. You do 40th minute, you know. Now Paris Saint-Germain at about you do 50th minute, you know. Now Paris Saint-Germain at about 7th. Real Madrid was off the radar. Omama that 9th. Rich, yeah, this the Madrid will come back into the top 8. Not Omapie. Your boy, you know, they are falling off. And this video gives you a very, very classical view of the Rihanna and Nomeko as and when that games no echo so when they rat top 18 now why appear for top 18 and it's and your man no. It's rich. So say the BBS. These are the seeded teams in the playoff, and these are the unseeded teams. We entiasene nyadi. Entiasene enyadi nkra. What we are going to watch matches between omo ayesidi omo ayensidi omo no, and we will pair them with omo qualified already into the round of 16. So for instance, Monaco and Caraba, then Paris Saint-Germain and Newcastle, they will play. So they will play each other again. Not one team. Then in the round of 16, they either will play Barcelona or Chelsea. It's the same for all the rest. And who turn it to the other side is so pepe and you bet me ayeno. And so mama in the first 8 years. Omatamu chuku and omoche omo into the playoff no. And why and when the Champions League final is being played, natural for the Deba Park in so the best and some there a lot of drama. It was so exciting to watch. Okay. And Europa League games in you can have these 3 codes. First one is a rollover of 5 horse BW36 DAD9A4 BW36 DAD9A4 for the rollover 5 horse. No, then a combination of NA games, only 2 codes BW36 DA9A98, then BW36 DB11C7. Now, and also what to me, I also the Payala X or one follow. Ubenya also kind of 2 guys, Anna Yaba program. So, Uko Facebook, Miss Marcos, hyphen Ayala, and answer Ayala Sports. And also one follow our Facebook. Ubenya also know and a to when I post them even before I be show no. So okay, WhatsApp channel no and answer Telegram so and also so you can have it early in the morning. Not what me I follow. See all the best and the games in the Europa League.
Okay, yeah, drama once a media. Young family and so have kono. I don't come because
the final drama.
You said the outcome final so not drama and not the papa. Getting to the tail end of the final game, no. In name penalty, referee Koji, Emmanuel fans and be bladed by at a point. Senegal for no cracker so mobile. And you say Sadio Mane intervene or call dressing room. I go for a place in the Bama game, no. Assign a so. And yen name comedy bar the aftermath of the final, no. A good African football, no. The image, you know. I agree animals and now some penny for so no etinas near her when and I was set your different no abono nasa so trebu ho yet me at the amanity count this my board no cotenase na take decision no afenumi and ubi anya dia o Senegal coach a fancy papitiao and perifuchema 5 official cup matches opening on team in the bench and from Senegal chima Penino or Senegal will be that or football to the highest level. Nah, such a crucial game final. Now to me catch your players or move free park and so and called dressing room there. Penino one chase to my pedi and into a on sporting conduct and into 5 official CAF matches at Yamano. So on to me and Tina Benjamin and I'm final $100,000 US. As I'm player, a friend say a shake in the eye. Also 2 matches. Edna Ede Emano Ismail Assar. Also 2 matches. Senegal Football Federation no. Almost so yeah there so much 300 $300,000. Almost say players in the technical team in Nyama, no park and so no. Now, if we hear mom, no, go to $300,000 and for my a calf. I think you sign from another $300,000 only for supporters. So I'm telling our supporters, no, say be Edin Sans and no, and so our stadium hall, and I think $15,000. And then so a for players, no, cars on D, our air park and so much rema, and Yabu and so Enfama Ayagudino, and into no federation, no, into $15,000 and far Emma a calf. Okomoroko Zua. Aranta Fensa Shafa Kimi. Abranta Nusina Kandama Pierre John, so 2 matches. And now I'm betting for the ball, no say, on so and 1 a suspended. And now, Ismail a Sabari, on so in 3 matches. So Abranta no, Ayala, no, at a point.
Yeah.
Or say, goalkeeper, no, you know, you can't say, Netao, no, Bibu Miti, Yaman Fa. Senegal for no assistant goalkeeper no ono so on
ono
by final nyama course ono nyama course papa ono so 3 matches and your final $100,000. Morocco Football Federation also you say omuntia $200,000 boys no am say at a point born no coin chen say Senegal for na say kofa bon so boys no omo bobo no coin chen say na be a omo entimi enkoform say yeah, Football Federation it's now Emma boys no put up such a behavior no and so agree who fin into omuntia $200,000 and for my air calf and then on find no more another $100,000 and here for the players and the technical team say ebra penalty ne ban some baka referee course or sako have any beam Emma Sabem Morocco players in the technical air bench na obia say omo invade ho ama say referee onya ho me kra omo sa de na omo troma players no technical team here no and so we $100,000 and fa emma ayempeni for and $15,000 and here for supporters and some ha game the course no abon say obia to laser na beto ani eni adom se sa mani na no sabi emwa emma ayawo kan se no entimi enyina yi eno nti so I'm trauma supporters ni yes ano and also $15,000 and omuntua emfa emma aye calf afedi twatwo kra no the protester Morocco for no aye omugina article 82 and 84 of the regulation aye the ball aye Jumadian competition no I'm saying enkaya ekwanya Senegal for no fa so na ewie chom de J trophy ni kwan yenji trophy ni fenfi omzem no eno de empeni for say omusomu enyenti that protest no eyade a omo akwahye no omo to ade ato baby kra eno de entimi enyanti fines ene ban ahodo ena achechemu enso ade ama we dey say ala spot on ana
yes I agree to a very very large extent
but before we know GFA president Nhyira Kreku enso ede na not was your ball competition ni wie no ebisi one so we should dumadi ni chia asana calculated attempts ye be ma Moroccans na je afcon 2 o show officiating na asana bibia tilte to Moroccans no referee bia de ne be mo bia no as a referee do okwa scoreline ni che ni bottom so onkodi ma Morocco fo no de di kan Nhyira Ket aka o se enya no kweda sana ka fofo pese Morocco for no and Ajijumadi no edisuo na so.
I totally disagree. I mean, there can never be a conspiracy in the leadership that means me inclusive to reward. That would never happen. And I think that I'm just borrowing the words of the president. Every single nation that appeared at the AFCON deserves the opportunity to win. Everybody has to prepare and everybody has to be competitive. Morocco is one of the countries that competed. And truth be told, Morocco were the best performing African nation during the last World Cup. No doubt they have a very strong team. And therefore, when they are winning games based on merit. I mean, on the ESCO, we have people representing different member associations. I mean, you think Burkina Faso don't want to win? They want to win. You think Nigeria don't want to win? They're on the ESCO. You think Cameroon don't want to win? They're on the ESCO. So forget it. It will never happen.
Okay, enti yera ket no osenye no kreda na sama no Nigeria no mani adom kobo competition no omo so ukwa ESCO ha omo rep ho di omo gidi enye e be den na CAF as an institution am manipulate system da say oh ade ne yemu amamroku entimi nyote sa de ne nyaade a ebetimi asi o unofficiating kakra na besma ko su bempa hala bremna yintie no o say referees no mo yade anomo anyade.
I've always said that referees are human beings. Referees, as human as they are, will make mistakes today, will make mistakes tomorrow, will get things right today, may get things right tomorrow. And therefore, when a referee makes a call, we should always give the referee the benefit of the doubt. That's football. I mean, and it happens everywhere in the world, everywhere, every continent, whether it's Africa, whether it's Europe, whether referees do make good calls, and sometimes they do get it wrong. That's football. And we just have to understand that when certain things happen, we have to take it in our strides. So CAF, per its make and form and shape, will never manipulate any system to favor any member association.
Okay, enti yera ketokeku and understand community to go say oko Europa omumpo mu bibia abebuama referee officiating akoyi no omumpo mi mistakes referee ntia se so mi nipa enti eden ya omugina park no so no 1 or 2 mistakes bi baba eno nkyere se CAF na show machi se na bi omo so this corner be show mutum na omako enti aya minti o na on sanctions abeba no
you see na make us say say oti the way disciplinary committee yo madwuma se a obeja to me say they've done a very very good job on a normal course in the finals of the AFCON. And our decisions, are spot on. Which, say, Oba Ghana ha, ye nim dear generally about Emrasem Ewofom.
Okay.
Number 2, yen nipan so ye parking kind bebre. Enti, a lot of analysis you see people do are moral arguments or emotional analysis. And the NAM say, when people do moral arguments or emotional analysis, because they are talking from their emotions, and they tend to believe well, we emotional analysis done. They all catch us say, Masa, ukubuku ni mua. Enye sanet ye unum de ti ameka we unse enoma bebre pa esie in the final. But Rich, do you know what the disciplinary committee will work with? The referees reports and the match commissioners reports. Apart from SAR reports in me, Bibia enye captured by the referees reports and the match commissioners reports. Na see outside those reports, a bad day for the disciplinary committee to even
consider.
That is it. Inti yantias yes say the disciplinary committee just can't based on hearsay. They officially sent officials on a game no on administrative our park and a reports and yedi asamba game no one yedidi. And I think he said, Rich, say Ocean verdict na eba here. The referees and the match commissioners reports were very, very comprehensive. Because I am say per them share in the final and say if my memory serves me right, I capture every incident bia na a what the Bonibeka said the tendency to affect the beauty and the integrity of the game. BBSC bia ne what impact on the entire show yes no was captured in the referee and the match commissioners reports. Dear so CAF empese odinchi wade bia ebeba se kase ya suspend obia. Does it translate into World Cup games?
and I say a match is being and over 7 suspension. And it's all where they were emphatic and specific in their ruling and say official CAF games. Inti Indiai, Islamasa, Papetiao, Hakimi, Saibari, Obiabo ni Obiano. You know, say the next CAF sanction game for your country, and our several suspension. No, but there's out of Subium. So, what shall Hakimi suspension now? Almost a moment 2 matches. Nemo Bakudi suspended. It means 2 matches no over service suspension in 1. Bakuno yede we say within 1 year or then to be di na anche ye wo mrani mu a.
Yes, that Bakuno board.
Yeah, the boss say oh no, oh ya ye niam ho sem. But they believe said the oye any there. And you be a brain to 1 match pe should be enough with one of the other one no also suspended. Now Rich, own the volumes of Sikane so Muntiano. $100,000. Now almost say the beyond me catch you say if Uncle Fodin come on Ghana say oh say club will be a bibi na say FNA panel say we are finding of 5,000 2,000 go for say now 5,000 and 2,000 there. I've always made the point, say Rich, in the context of fine, it is always defined within the monetary packages of the competition. And so for instance, Tetenani Ghana League, I say Uji League na ebema ebi 300,000 Ghana cedis. Na league na mi boni nyina no. Se me league na yema me 3 billion. Na oye de na say manfa me play bi din anguni jesi echi. O say any me mna na me metua say 1 billion. Does it make sense to you?
Scanasa.
Enti debia no. Fines are in proportion with prize money and monetary packages in the competition. Now, Unim, CAF do not have to go to Senegal or Morocco say Mumetiao. Competition are here, but
so you go.
You see, the over you know, your money $10 million. The over $7 million. It's already Senegal almost $10 million or CAF for. Morocco almost 7 million. And in competition, say they walk up to yellow cast near the Rich, you book competition in here. Before the finance office ever disburses into what the organizers do and they say, every sanction be a demo be a yes casamino. We deduct it from source. And it's a necessary guy infinity also almost 10 million. Rich, Sikana everybody will come with a cover letter. Na ya try to so yellow cast amudi red cast amudi fines amanya LBBA na ya try musika do ya tie free mu 10 million na e wo say de mamo no na de aka no ye de anu mum amamo e de atom account 20. I think it was a very good decision. Sure. And they've done a very good job and I love the timing.
Okay,
it has been swift.
Yeah,
I think about Afcon 2 weeks more maybe 2 weeks kwa yenye
papa
send a bear the sanity of the game no. Okay, in my opinion I think it's a very
okay, so they say African leaders have the tendency to defend the wrongs if it will hurt their integrity. Morocco word behind the lines. Okay, eventually I'm right now you know to assume from 4.5 year basis here
Bema wo Johnson ni
soon tap in the process maybe say promo code ayedian no about Nhyira FM asho e basa automatically no ye chew £5 and €5 and ye more Europe so America na Canada ye chew $10 for free o send this cancel ye nto we tap send it there no fee.
Hey, they just say okay yo tap send no yeah ojo what's on this channel okay any am check them some fro
Kaish, a soon tap send party jack. Mama, we are saying, can you? Hey, remember?
Ofa, pacha mama friend.
You know what when you say?
Masoya yeshino nana.
Not day.
Se baby ameti ye to me. And I'm ofa send miska. Didn't can what the kosi will be snowing pakura discount. You're the buy and so amiko ya. I won't send bebre. I feel crowd mobu some transaction or order. Ah,
Debbie. And catch you, catch your offer say on download tap send. So download the tap sender or send this camera wipe. About to mobile money and our bank account simple.
Tap send.
Yeah, tap send. Now okay, tap send the we are see fana baby obia so what Europe and America Canada. So kura Android so kuta iPhone and once we download app na two phone so. In the process maybe say promo code the no about Nhyira FM asho e basa automatically no. Yeah, charge £5 and €5 and we are more Europe. So America and Canada, yeah, chow, $10 for free. Oh, send this cancel, yentowe. Tap send it there, no fee.
Hey, they just say okay, tap send. No.
Yeah, Ojo. What's on this channel? Okay, any mama check them in San Fro. Kaish, a soon tap send party jack. Mama, we are saying, can you? Hey, remember that?
Ofa, pacha mama friend.
You know what when you have to say?
Masoya yeshino.
Any assure why you Ghana and Tino. A lot of the time, no. In fry tea, na edin carboni ebaya huno. Eya bacteria na deba wo. Na enye deodorant bia. Ena sebi. E what the technology a stops our bacteria na ema infifre ene enka eba nipa hono. The number one deodorant we are here. A stop it. Was our antibacterial technology, no? The Resona 72 hours.
No, then 3 days.
The go now why sham. Emma who quite Emma bacteria never meant to fat to our center bound. Emma and for 72 hours. No, we are fresh. And unti and a BRC Rexona and uncle for Ayrton. The be my church, you say, for a year associated with sports crowd yet. Resonant, a brand, a Jatum, almost sponsor CAF, almost sponsor FIFA, almost sponsor Real Madrid more, and the class Akasia, we are say. And because of more quality in tea, and as our brands when now, a Matum as partners. And TMC are proud, see about recommend the Rexona deodorant as the number one deodorant brander. Say abet we say. Say Obagana ha Kotoko has Adriana and say Umbako media money other brands in our son or more any a year partnership. And it's a way you'll be a would see me now press post now do team the and now go to deodorant. I was a shop now. I won't put them was a supermarket, you know. Work more, what do Kajetia, baby? I will call so to deodorant Biano. Mano enye Rexona deodorant. Na okwa catch on say open 72 hours Rexona no ebi and now they go na why fresh meti hey me dware ye me de bia gu mama tuom ama me why kama meti nya nante akoye me nyoma nyina emfifi ba ko krade we beteme if say me de deodorant papa ena ede egu me ho enti Rexona de enoa ena se obia AUC minim say okọ shops e ben obia ho sabetimi akabi na mom ni duduo mu no say opa for daddy ash e was stores bebrea okwa obetimi atu ne kese e de ama na de akogu shop na wa wo shop no wa nkofa bia ene na wo ye ho because obi aba so to doranta e ye Rexona de no e na ope entity daddy ash store no de wo okanshi no e wo opposite advanced savings ho e wo Tikai Plaza ho Ukota krade so a market circle adjacent car bank no daddy ash in the store no back ho ube kumase a edum market Mrs. Anoche Plaza opposite Boss FM daddy ash ne store no back ewo ho ubetimi afa no say o Rexona ne omani bi ewo 0531 01 3881 0531 01 3881 and I say 0244 772-599 0244-772-599 na enye daddy action kwa uko beauty glow almost so a wholesalers of Rexona #1 deodorant eba ewiase no beauty glow ewo 2 shops ewo Dum PZ near Asempa Pharmacy ho
udu kejetia Dubai so a shop number G1549 I ben police station no also Beauty Glow our shop our kejetia opposite gate 8 omo ewo one shop ewo Makola Mall ewo Accra omo ewo ho na Makola Central Market ewo Accra so no Beauty Glow ewo shop out from a omo ebetimi amount sa Rezona product ni bi na onso so watimi ato obetimi afre Univer International and answer Rezona for no ewo 0543 384 958 0543 384 958 bet we say men kai say ene games wo we die na say omo a na wo say oni omo etimi ekabom na mo twa mo games no e wo ho omo no ma bebre o metimi e de ama o e kama na de chance no kra e the bet influencer no unim ene for Europa League games no ko Saudi Arabia games kakra ho na she platform no so games kakra ho kabom na twa bet no utwa bet ni wi a sawo exclusive code na da bet no so no share na for enfa code no entwa bet na wo code ni odia no ubenye sika bebre enso so e de a free eno enso so eno ana bet we a friend bet influencer intimi share undi 18 years ya untimi entwa bet what the 18 years dia na ubetimi etwa bet no amona boso na emom o bet ya no bet responsibly bet way almost get way more.
I'm sorry, I don't care. And to us, Yakram.